When?
We're on. We're live.
On.
Hey, hello everybody.
Whoa!
Welcome to Swords Against Bandwidth. I'm Brendan. I'll be your judge for the evening, running some Dungeon Crawl Classics adventures on behalf of Goodman Games. Thanks for tuning in if you're watching at home and for watching on the old Twitch channel here. First night, I guess everyone, real quick, introduce yourselves. Starting with Alex, go first. They know who you are, but you know what I'm saying. Do it.
Hey everyone, my name is Alex. I guess I'm proud to say this is my first time ever as a player in a funnel. So I'm looking forward to the tragedy and the tears.
I mean, great. That's fantastic. Great to have you aboard. Hey, Tim, tell them who you are.
Hi, I'm Tim. I'm a longtime DCC judge. I consider myself to be Brendan's platonic life partner.
100%.
And other than that, yeah, man, I like DCC a lot.
Awesome. Val, who are you?
My name is Val. I guess a longtime player and judge, and I've done some things.
Author and game designer, and my arch enemy, whom I shall someday destroy.
Right, and I'm just here to spy on Brendan. So
I'm telling you. Jeff, who are you?
My name is Jeff. I am an Emmy award-winning podcaster. I feel like I should actually, my Emmy is over there. Maybe I should put it on and just wear it for all of you.
I would. I mean, gosh,
Yes. Maybe I'll do that at some point. I am on Spellburn, which is the podcast about Dungeon Crawl Classics. And I am also on a podcast called the Appendix N Book Club, which is about the literary roots of fantasy role-playing games.
Cool. We plug all of those things here at the old Swords Against Bandwidth. So,
also, I'd like to point out today is Val's birthday.
Woo!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Thank you very much.
Yay!
Val, I made you something for your birthday.
Oh.
I don't know if you can see it. Hang on.
Oh, that is the coolest.
I'll stat it up later. You probably shouldn't eat it. It eats back.
Oh, well, brilliant. That's fantastic. And hey, that segs nicely. Hey, Carmen, introduce yourself.
I'm Carmen. I make funny pictures for games.
Funny pictures for games.
Yes.
I'm with it.
Sometimes people give me money for it, but I can't really be stopped, so I'm gonna do it anyway.
You'll do what you want to do anyway, so I love it.
But yes, give me money to make pictures for you.
Well, everybody, by all means, that cupcake should be a T-shirt at the bare minimum. 10,000 T-shirts flying off the shelf because that was awesome. All right, so tonight we are going to begin what is going to be an ongoing campaign of Dungeon Crawl Classics. We're going to start classic funnel style, and if you've never played a funnel before in Dungeon Crawl Classics, you typically make up 3 to 4 zero-level characters, and then you go through a savage adventure, and then whoever survives goes on to become your ongoing characters. So any and all survivors from tonight will get experience points, and will hopefully level up if you don't hide in the corner and do nothing. And then we'll go ahead and start regular play. And what we're going to do is my plan for now is to see to let the viewing audience and Dungeon Crawl Classics fans out there decide what our adventure path will be. So if you're out there right now, start thinking about what DCC Goodman Games first level adventure you'll like to see us do next. And that is what we will get into as soon as we are done with the World Ender. Or maybe he'll destroy the world tonight and everybody will be over, and that'll be it. We'll just pack up and go on. So, that'll be fun too. Okay, so if we're ready to go, let's go ahead and roll this. I guess there's too many characters. I don't want everybody to introduce individual characters. That seems silly tonight, and they're zero levels. So we'll just sort of let the character introductions happen as it happens. So all of your characters, however, so everyone's got 4 characters, and we're good to go.
Correct.
Fantastic. All right. So what y'all characters all have in common is that you all live in an area of the world called Nine Towns. Nine Towns is a collection of these little farming villages that are sort of, clustered. None of them are farther than about a 2-day ride from any other one as the crow flies. The legend has it that at some point in your past, there was a monarch who was actually the ruler of this entire area. But after a bloody coup, there was the king and his family were killed, and any survivors went underground. And since then, the Nine Towns area has been divided up and been under the authority of a bunch of warlords. So all of your characters have grown up under the oppression of these different little war bands. Some of them call themselves king or duke or earl or baron, but they are just strong men who have enough money and resources and force of personality to keep together a band of armed warriors and keep them strong enough to fight against their neighbors. So you guys have seen, each one of you grew up in a different area under several different warlords during your time. It's very oppressive. Like 3/4 of everyone's income at least, and all of, and 7/8 of any crops that people grow all go towards the war effort. So your whole lives is just, helping to keep this perpetual war going on. But there's always been a glimmer of hope. There is there's a legend that the king's bloodline is still there, and that he's still out there amongst you somehow. And as this legend goes, the bloodline of the king, which could be anything. It could be an elf or a dwarf or a human or a male or a female. That somewhere out there, the true divine chosen bloodline is still out there amongst you somewhere, and that one day the prophecy says that person will rise up and will once again take over the mantle of king, and will drive out all of the warlords and send all them packing and restore an era of glory and peace and wonderfulness for everybody concerned. And in fact, every 7 years or so, there's a pilgrimage. All of a sudden, all these young people, people in their late teens, early 20s, just disappear after having been tapped as being a potential member of the royal bloodline. So 7 years ago, all of your older brothers, sisters, and cousins, a whole bunch of them disappeared and were never seen again. But this year, each one of your individual characters, at some point, someone would secretly come up to them and say, "You are, I've read the signs and the portents. You are a possible pilgrim. If you are bold enough and brave enough to embrace your true destiny, join the pilgrimage. And on this such and such a date, you're going to leave, and we'll be going off to a secret farmhouse location, and there you'll learn about the next location that will take you eventually to the temple of the king." So that's what all of your characters have in common, is that you are possibly a part of this prophecy. So sure enough, you guys all all of you left that on the designated morning, and there were actually a lot more than yourselves, but you were the ones that were actually able to get past the increased patrols and the different hazards put in your way by the warlords, who of course don't want the return of the king, and they certainly don't want part of their workforce just disappearing for no reason. So but you all made it, and you guys traveled across the land for 2 weeks, underground railroad style, traveling at night. You go to one location, and the person there knows the next location, but none of the other locations beyond that. So you guys went, from this farmhouse to this barn to this abandoned cave, until finally, after 2 weeks of night travel, just at dawn, you guys come and arrive at the Temple of the King. The temple is, from the outside, it's actually it's a buttressed Gothic structure, 40 feet high, covered in pictorial stained glass, and you can see it over the wall there. So you are standing at the top of the valley and looking over this wall towards the actual temple, and it's you can see stained glass windows all the way throughout, and it's this after a lifetime of living, kind of hand to mouth, just the sight of it is breathtaking. It's so magnificent, and it's such a beautiful edifice. As you approach the temple itself, there are two humanoids in billows white robes standing one on either side of the gate. They smile and they call out to you, "Hail, pilgrims!" and they bow deeply. They are strange looking. They seem to be humans, but not completely slow. The first Templar has immensely long legs, 3 times as long as a normal human. And they're so long that he has to squat down and look you in the eye. And the other one has a cat head, like an actual head, like a cat, but can speak and otherwise, seems recognizably human. And as you approach, they're like, "Hail, pilgrims! Hail! We are honored to have possibly have the bloodline of the king with us. Please come inside." A bell starts ringing inside, and they're like, "The pilgrims have arrived!" And they all cheer. You guys come in and walk down a double line of these Templars, each one that has some kind of bizarre physical mutation. There's nobody there who's normal looking, but they're all cheering as you come by. And they're throwing flower petals in your way to walk upon, and as you get there, there at the end, you were introduced to Grand Wazir Palmat, the one his helper says, presenting Grand Wazir Palmat. And the Grand Wazir comes also in robe with a giant big helmet on, and one half of his face has no eyes at all, and the other half is like a cluster of all these smaller eyes. And he is like, welcome, pilgrims. It's good to see all of you come. I'm sure you have a lot of questions, but come first and eat and be refreshed. And he has food brought for everyone, and he tells you that he says that 3 days from hence we shall begin the ceremony, and the ceremony shall determine which one of you is the true bloodline of the king. However, as you see here, there is a curse associated with this. For all those who fail the test, you will find that your physical form is somehow transformed. In some cases, you won't stand out at all, but in some cases, like myself, obviously, you very much will. Know this: you shall always have a home here at the temple, and that you're welcome to stay here with us. For as long as you like. Some leave, but many stay. And I realize this is a lot. Do any of you have any questions? Is there anything I can clear up for you before we begin the process?
Oxard Mart is going to go ahead and step up, and if you're looking at my pictures here, he's the third one. And if you'll also notice, he's the only one of my four who's a human. And he's going to walk up and say, I imagine the king was a human like myself, so I guess that means I'm probably more likely to be related to him, right?
He says, well, according to the prophecies, the king's bloodline, while indeed the king was human, the bloodline, through some strange divine process that we don't fully understand, might have passed down to any of you. We've all asked of the divine this, and it's very likely that the king could be an elf or a dwarf or even a halfling such as yourself, he says, kind of like smiling kindly down at your halfling character. He says, but only the gods can make this determination, and it's out of our hands.
And how do the gods determine this? What is that?
It's a very complicated process. We don't know how the gods have chosen. However, they have sent us knowledge of signs important. So in choosing you, we looked at your birth sign, your birth order in your family, certain physical things, certain mental things, and certain portents in the air. It's always the divine sending us, through our Templars, sending us messages and hints as to who could possibly be the king. But I'll tell you though, the first step was making the pilgrimage. Only the true king, the Lord of our land, would be brave and bold enough to step forth and to actually come here and put your body on the line. So if you do not wish to be a part of our process, we understand. But it means that you were never truly a possibility for being the true king of our land.
And were y'all always so funny looking, or did that happen when you got here?
Like you can see like kind of a sad look kind of like whips around throughout the people of the temple. They're like, well, we were all once such as you, more or less physically perfect, but those who have come here, in order to find out who could possibly be the bloodline, you must deal with the curse of the first gods, and that curse is dangerous and can definitely change you. But so we were all once normal, but we've been changed by the experience. And the one guy's like, we don't like to use the term normal. He goes, that's right. We were pre-ordeal and post-ordeal. We consider ourselves, smiling at everyone, post-ordeal.
Oh.
So you say that if we do become malformed, we are welcome at the temple. And I've never seen any such as you out in our land. Does anyone choose to leave?
Oh yes, not all of the defects are like are negative, and not all of them are apparent. For example, he points over at one of the like the people in his group. He's like, "Show them, Mavis," and she steps up, and she's about 5'1" and slip, but when she talks, she sounds like Barry White. That's right. You can't always tell just by looking at someone. You very
I
likely
see no downside to that.
like, no, but I thought it was my duty to stay here and become part of the temple staff and help those as I was helped when I first arrived here from Nine Town. You dig?
Well, I can tell you right now, I'm not going to fail. I'm going to be the one who's going to win this thing. But does this mean that all of you failed?
This means that we did, but know this: when the true bloodline of the king is found, all of our physical maladies shall be put to right. Isn't that right? There's a huge cheer. So, even those who have left and going out into the world, they shall be put back to their normal selves once the true king is found. Only the bloodline of the king being rediscovered can dismiss the curse of the first gods.
And then I'll be your boss, right?
You shall be, whoever is chosen, shall indeed be the king of the entire land, and all shall bow down.
Well, so right now, I got a pretty good feeling I'm the one here who's going to end up being the boss of y'all. So I think you guys should start figuring out what you want to do for me right now to make me happy, so that when I become the boss, I'm going to know who to turn to, and I'm going to know who to take care of.
Spoken like a true king. Perhaps you are the one. Come, but first, there must be meditation and cleansing. So all of you are taken and like shown to like your lodgings, and you're fed, everyone's groomed, you guys get shaves and haircuts, new clothes and such. If you have any animals that are with you, like if there are any of your animals, there's like a special pen where all of your animals are kept together, and like they're treated like absolute royalty. Like your sheep, that might be the king's sheep, so all your animals are getting groomed and fed 3 times a day and massaged, so they're massaging chickens. I mean, you stand there and watch them massage a chicken, like that happens someplace. You spend 3 days in relative luxury, but a lot of it is meditation. A lot of it is learning heraldry and learning about learning about the duties and rights of the king and all that. And on the 3rd morning of the ceremony, they wake you guys all up just at dawn with a very light chiming sound outside of your lodgings. And they bring you through the compound. So the compound is all walled in. There are several outbuildings, and then in the interior part is the actual temple. So you guys go inside the temple for the first time. The interior of the temple is as ornate as the outside. It's all one vast space built around a natural hill. The floors are grass, save for a worn path that leads to a wooden shaft protruding from the hill. The stained glass windows are artfully set so that the sunlight at dawn becomes multiple shafts of colored light, all centered on that shaft sticking out of the hill. And on the far south end of the hall is an altar, styled to look like a miniature castle, complete with towers, crenellations, and arrow slits. So you guys are all, once you guys get inside there, they say, so there is the spear of the king, and whoever can draw it from the earth, this is the final test, whoever shall draw it shall be our next king. I shall now arrange all of you according to the ancient design, and we shall all take our attempts at drawing forth it. And please to all the gods, old and new, who listen, let the king of the land or queen be found here today. So please make a luck roll for each one of your characters, and I need to know who flubs it by the most. Where's my notebook?
Ow.
I have 3 successes, and my 1 failure failed by 5.
Failed by 5.
I
Can
have,
anybody beat failed by 5?
I have
I-
one that
I-
failed by 8.
I beat it handily.
Oh, how much?
I beat it with a natural 20, which is beating it by 14.
Ooh, okay. The game has changed. Anyone flubbed by more than 14? Val, what is the name of that character that failed by 14?
Laska, the urchin,
Laska the urchin.
who is really a little too old to still call herself an urchin, but it's an easy life.
I heard that.
Didn't want to get a job, so
Mhm. Just
this king thing sounds like a good gig. So
it'll get you out of urchin, that's for sure.
right. I mean, people will bring the gold to me instead of me having to go to the square and hold a bowl out. They'll bring me a bowl with gold in it.
You eliminate so many middlemen. That's really going to save you a lot of time. So cross the finger. This is your day. However, by whatever like again, they kind of like go by like this. They have a very like intricate system of like how of arranging you in what order and such. And as it goes, Laska the urchin actually goes last.
Oh.
So here's the deal. So they're going to actually we're going to go around and through like I'm just going to go in the order that you guys are appearing on my screen. So Alex, pick your first character and make your first check, and then we'll go through everybody. Val, have Laska be the last one.
Okay.
All right, Alex. What's your character's? What is your first? Your first character. So everyone who makes the attempt to draw the stave out of the ground, you are going to make a percentage die check, okay? And then you're going to add 10 times your luck modifier. So if you've got a +1 luck modifier, add 10 to your roll. If you have -2, subtract 20 from your roll. So go ahead and for your first character, roll percentage dice and add 10 times your luck modifier.
All right. I'll have my wheat farmer go. Elroy Toasty Toes Hopper. We'll give it a shot.
Elroy Toasty Toes.
So I rolled percentile and then add a 10% for the modifier, if I have a modifier.
If that's what your luck modifier is.
Okay, so it'd be 69.
69. Okay. All right. So so the wheat farmer goes over there, takes a hold of that stave, drags upon it, and is just can't. It doesn't budge at all. Okay. But that character, that character gets +1d4 on their highest stat, but they lose the same number of points from their lowest stat. And their physical, their body and their physical form changes to reflect that. So they might look stronger or tougher, or however it looks. All right, Tim, you are next. Tim, make that check.
All right, Taramus, my elven sage, steps up. And 58, no luck modifier, so just 58.
All right, Taramus goes over there. You're also in that same pocket. Go ahead and they get a die 4 added to their highest stat and subtract the same number subtracted from their lowest stat, changing their physical form.
Brendan, do I roll it twice or just take the same result for both?
Same result for both checks. So +2 -2, +3 -3, etc.
Oh, that's hard.
Val, you are next. Roll it up. What character is going up there?
So it's a roll d20, add 10 times my luck modifier.
Yep. No, roll percentage dice.
Oh,
And add 10 times.
oh my God. I'm sorry.
No worries. And what's the name of that character that you're rolling for?
This is Clementine the Woodcutter.
Clementine the Woodcutter.
Came here with her lifelong rival, Bluebell the Woodcutter. But Clementine the Woodcutter got 91 plus 20, 111.
Really?
Wow.
Wow. Okay. All right. So, this is hard. Okay. So, roll 2 die 5. The character gains that many points that they can add to their base ability scores as they wish, up to a maximum of 18. Your appearance changes, and you can pick one cool cosmetic, i.e., can't affect stats or combat mutation that the character receives. So you can pick a cool thing that your character has like happened to your character, but it's just cosmetic. Like you could have gills, they look cool, they don't work though. But add 2 die 5 and add them to your stats. So far, we've gotten all of the stat-based ones, which is really interesting right off the bat. I like that. So.
2 die 5, so 1 d5 to one and another d5 to another one.
No, you roll 2 die 5 and divvy those points up amongst your basic skill ability scores, however you wish. And while you're doing that, I'm gonna go on to Jeff. And Jeff, tell me which character and what are you gonna do?
Oh, you muted Jeff.
Thank you. Oxard Mart, the Mendicat, is going to go ahead and walk on up because he knows he's the rightful king. And he grabs that spear and he yanks it right out.
Do it up.
With a 0-3.
No. Oh, Oxford. For all Oxford's braggadocio, here's what happens. He gets a very cool looking flame mark on his face. It's like this. It's like almost as if like something between a birthmark and a tattoo of this incredible looking flame. It does, and that's what's that character called? Oxnard.
Oxard. Oxard Mart.
Cool. Yeah. So disappointed. But you do have this cool looking flame mark on there.
Okay, well, he's convinced he can get this thing out. So he's going to keep pulling until somebody drags him away and tells him he needs to stop.
Finally, a couple of Templars come over and like they pat him and they're like, Oxard, you've done your very best this day, but it's time to let someone else go forth.
I'm the rightful king!
Know this, Oxford. I'll tell you, we've seen others with that same mark as yourself, and each one of them, we believe, is destined for some special greatness. So perhaps he shall be a nobleman in the king's court, or his chief executioner, or something like that. Come. And they kind of jolly him back to the queue, like, come on, Ox. Kind of wander him off. I'm letting Carmen's first character go. Go, Carmen.
All right. Doris, the human weaver, has an intelligence of 5. I feel like she would try to dig it out.
Okay, yeah. After a couple of false starts, they're like, Doris, you can't. Doris, that's not how it works.
Like the flagpole and Captain America. Okay. Let's
Gotcha.
see.
I will say this though, none of it, the ground doesn't seem to give. You kind of rip at it as best you can, but it doesn't come up.
Okay, I rolled a 7, no luck modifier.
7. Okay. Doris's eyes, like she has this terrible pain in her face for a moment, and then her 2 eyes meld into one big eye, giving them reduced depth perception and -1 die on ranged attacks.
But like you just halved her bill on eyeshadow, so it's all good. Friend.
You kind of got like a what's her name from Futurama, Leah vibe going on,
Yes.
And if you survive this, you are so ready for the next Cyclops Con. It's going to be, you'll be the queen of the terrain. All right, so going up next, Alex, give me your second character. Go ahead and give me a percentage roll.
All right. Let's see. I have my elf go, Kellen Maelstrom.
Kellen Maelstrom. Awesome name.
13.
Oh, Kellen. Okay, so Kellen's body and face becomes asymmetrical, making them strange to look at. One big eye, one small eye, one real pointy ear, one not so pointy. Hair longer on one side than the other, it flips over.
Face that only a mother could love.
Just weird. Tim, give me your second check.
All right. So I just want to let you know, the first check was awesome because it made that character's strength a 1.
Woo! DCC.
All right. So Anatol, my shepherd, comes up and gets a 71.
71 for Anatol the shepherd. 71. You're in the same pocket. Everyone's rolling that same little bit there. Plus 1d4 on your highest stat, plus minus 1d4 on your lowest stat. And actually, your other character, their strength can only go down to a minimum of 3, so make it a 3.
Okay.
So all whenever in this range, it's you can't go lower than 3 or higher than 18. So. Val, who was your next character?
All right. Let's see, Bluebell. The other food cutter.
Get him.
Thumbs her nose at
The
Clementine.
rival.
And gets 11.
Bluebell goes on there and strains and strains and strains. Nothing happens. But
And she just
suddenly,
kind of jumps up and tries to kick it loose.
Yes, you have the same one. Your body and face becomes asymmetrical, making you strange to look at. Dun dun dun. All right, Jeff. Your maligned non-humans. They can all take a turn now. Who amongst them shall be first?
All right, so little Belita Proctor, who you'll see right over my shoulder here. She's a little halfling. Nope, right there. Yes, little Belita Proctor, the halfling dyer, who's got just hand streaks of various dyes down her apron, is going to go ahead and meekly walk up and try to pull out the spear.
Do it.
47.
47. That's fantastic. All right. Okay. Hey. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Guess what? Is it? Say it again. Is it Melita?
Burrita.
Burrita grabs that thing and drags as hard as she can, and you feel this pain rack through her body. It does not move any place, but Belita actually transforms to an elf.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, and is with everything, with all of the elfdom traits now, you know what I'm saying, is that tall and everything, and what? Okay.
And she probably needs to get some bigger clothes.
Yeah, she's stretching some. She's going full Bruce Banner at this point. But, okay, all right, Carmen, who's next on the Carmen parade?
We'll do Moral the Noble.
Moral the Noble.
Obviously, it's her.
57.
57 for Moral. Okay, so all right, roll me a die 4, please.
Oh no.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. Die 7. A die 7.
Okay. 5.
5. Okay. Moral, tries and tries to get that thing out of there, and it won't go. But once you stop attempting, all of a sudden you get this pain in your hand. So you're off, you're non-adroit hand, so left-handed if you're writing. It turns into a fist of unbreakable stone, and it is capable of doing 1d4 damage.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, it's not much for writing or typing or that kind of thing, but fist of stone though. All right, so Jeff, your next character. Oh no, wait, sorry, top of the order. Alex, next character.
All right, next up will be my dwarven mushroom farmer, John Steinbreath. Will walk forward, and he's somewhat skeptical, even though they got the assurance that non-humans could possibly be it. He's just like, all right, whatever. He goes and kind of half-heartedly gives it a shot. 104.
104. Well, John is certainly transformed by this. Roll 2d5. That character gains that many points you can add to your base abilities.
So is it like I could spread it out?
Yep, roll 2d5, add them to your stats, whoever pleases.
Oh, cool.
All right, Tim, make your next check.
All right, Aldert, the cheesemaker.
Aldert, the cheese.
He stinks of cheese gone wrong. And he gets... All right, so because he has a -1 luck, I technically would have a -6 because I rolled a 6.
Gotcha. So. Well, I've got good news, bad news. That character's highest stat is reduced to 3, and their physical appearance is changed to reflect that.
His highest stat was an agility of 15, so now it's a 3.
Yeah.
I'm going to say his appearance becomes overly lanky.
Gotcha.
Where he's constantly tripping over his own arms and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
Does he still smell like Limburger?
Yeah.
But now he smells like Lanky Limburger, which is all I'm going to call him from now on. So. Val, roll your next character.
This is Tia Martha.
Tia Martha.
Costermonger. And she got a 57 total.
57 for Tia Martha. That's awesome. You get plus 1d4 on your highest stat, but lose the same number of points from your lowest stat. Minimum 3, maximum 18.
1. Okay. And if it's a tie, I pick.
Yeah, pick on a tie.
All right.
Monsieur Jeff, it is your turn. Destiny awaits. Roll the dice.
All right, so it is the one who came here as an elven lady is going to go up next, and this is Freethia the Spirit, and she rolls an 84.
84. Freethia, like, there's this she tries it and it does not work out, and she drags it and nothing happens. But then she grows a second head.
Oh.
Yep. Where is it? The second head, it has its own personality and alignment, but it is the same alignment as the character.
Okay. Does it have a different intelligence and personality score?
Same intelligence and personality. Same intelligence score and personality score, but a different actual personality. They're their own person, you know.
Understood.
Gotcha. All right. Who's next? Carmen.
Yes. Wiggs the Elven Barrister. 96.
96 for Wiggs the Elven Barrister. Wiggs goes over there, grabs a hold of this thing. Okay, so you try, and can't do it. And you feel the blood rushing to your head during all of this. Wiggs becomes supernaturally fast and nimble, but terribly nervous. Your agility increases to 18, but you're constantly jumping and irritable. So that you decrease your personality by an equal number of points as it took to increase your agility up to an 18.
That's only 1 point. I'm just slightly more twitchy.
Well, then you're one of God's chosen, clearly.
Clearly.
Okay, I think this is everyone's last PC. Am I right? Alex, go ahead and make that roll, please.
All right, Kojiwara the slave has had a rough life and is just hoping and praying that he is the one. 94.
Kojiwara. All right, so Kojiwara drags on this thing until finally there's this terrible pain in Kojiwara's hand, and you hear this scream, and he looks down at his hand, so the PC grows a demonic face in one of their hands, which is occasionally possessed by powerful supernatural beings who will offer cryptic advice, dangerous bargains, insulting quips, or other mysterious communications. So he has this demon face in the palm of his hand, and it looks up at him and is like, Dad?
I want my hands in my pocket real quick. Gotcha. I don't know about that.
Mm-hmm. All right, Tim, make your last character.
Stetter the Trapper.
Stetter the Trapper.
That is a 51.
51, right in the middle.
The D4.
Stetter the Trapper swaps gender every day.
Every day?
Yeah, so like now it happens, and it's going to happen tomorrow, and the day after that, you know, awesome. when you wake up in the morning. So.
Very cool.
Okay, so we're going to skip.
I'm not going to ask.
Say what?
I said that raises some questions that I'm not going to ask in a public forum. Laska?
No, actually, Laska's going to go last. We're going to go back. Right. But we're going to do Jeff. We're going to do your last character.
All right. So just real quick with my previous one with Freethia the Spirit, her new head's name is Queen Munali.
Love it. Love it.
She is royalty.
Of course.
But now Forrester Longbranch, our little plucky fella here to the right, awesome. He rolls a 79.
79? All right. So here's what happens. I'm sorry. Tell me his name again.
Forrester Longbranch.
Forrester Longbranch. This is actually kind of perfect for his name. So one of Forrester's arms grows massive and powerful and has an 18 strength.
Oh!
Yeah, it's so big that the PC can't wear normal armor. It's so you're -2 AC for any armor you get because you have to leave that one arm bare, unless you have custom armor made for yourself. So you like one of your arms is like insane.
Perfect. Sorry, and I'm sorry. What did you say about the armor restriction?
So if you wear normal armor, you have to leave that one sleeve off.
Okay.
So it's going to drop your armor class by 2.
Okay.
But it's, a great showcase for a tattoo or, I don't know, that kind of thing. All right, Carmen, last character. Give me that roll.
All right, Laura the Halfling Dyer.
Laura the Halfling.
100. No, 110.
110. Dang. Okay. So here it goes. So you can roll 2 die 6. The PC gains that many points. You can add to your base ability scores as you wish, up to a maximum of 18. Your appearance changes, and the player can choose 1 additional mutation that the character receives. So this will be something along the lines of what other folks have gotten here today. This could be a natural attack doing up to 1 die 6 damage, an appendage gaining enhanced or an additional sense, or other similarly powered ability worked out between player and judge. You don't have to decide right now, but
I want something grotesque. I want to smell like Tim.
You're gonna smell like full cheese. Okay.
Well, not like actual Tim.
No, I was gonna say not my character, like me.
All right.
All right, I'm writing that down. Smells like Tim.
So you have an intense odor, and I will say it is intense enough where you can use it to I don't know, chase off. It should have some effect on the bad guys. You know what I'm saying? Like if something comes up,
So that 2 die 6, I rolled 8. I'm splitting it up in their ability scores just for that character. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. And it's time for Laska. Laska, last one. And before Laska goes, you can tell the Templars are all looking disappointed. Everyone's like their faces are hangdog, and they were really hoping, it's going to get worked out. But Grand Wazir Palmont raises his hands. Friends and loyal Templars, I beg you, keep your courage and reject despair. We have 1 pilgrim yet to test themselves, and they may still be our new monarch. I know the changes to all your forms are life-changing. We have all faced it. Know that you shall always have a home here in the temple. You can join us, and if the monarch does not appear today, then perhaps 7 years hence they shall, or the 7 beyond that, or the 7 beyond that. Now, let us finish our sacred work. Laska,
All right. Well,
please make your attempt.
Starting to feel a little confident. So I take my begging bowl and I put it on my head and straighten up and just walk over and
Gotcha. All right.
grab it
Yeah. So
and yank.
Laska goes over there and grabs onto that thing and here's the thing, Laska's got a wiry strength born of the streets.
Yes.
And starts pulling it out, and
That's from wrestling cops.
it moves. It moves like a ½ inch, and then a full inch, and then an inch more than that. And the Templars are like, ah! And they fall
panic and try to put it back.
Hey, I loosened that up for him. That's mine.
Yeah, so Laska drags that thing out, and the Templars are like, is it Laska male or female?
Female.
They're like, the queen, all hail Queen Laska! And they're just losing their brains. And she drags it out, and when the last bit of it comes out, it drags with it this big old chunk of gore and blood that kind of spatters all over everything,
Get him up.
Get that blood.
Jeff, what was your character that was so sure he was king? What was his name?
Oxard.
Oxard, go get him up.
Yes, Queen.
Yeah. But here's what happens, okay? So as you draw it out, okay, like I said, all of the, everybody who's there starts cheering and such. But then a second later, another spurt of blood comes out of the hole that this thing makes, and then suddenly, standing up from under the hill is this 100-foot tall creature. Pulls out of there, and when it jumps up, actually, it looked like his what do they call? Laska was actually standing on their chest. Laska gets flung. Wah! Just eats it. Laska actually dies. Falls there, laying there next to the spear. The creature comes out of the earth and looks over at all of you, and it specifically looks over at Oxard. And Oxnard has that mark on his face, and like he looks over at Oxnard and points and is like, ah, ah, ah. When he says that, okay, like you all see his mouth move, but you hear the creature's voice as if it was standing behind you and like whispering over your shoulder. Like every one of y'all hear that, like, oh, it's behind me, crap, you know. You know, it's like looking around, like, like the wound in its chest is starting to like close up. Where it had a huge, big, bloody wound where that thing had been sticking out, and now it's slowly forming, and it reaches down to actually grab like the spear up from where it lays next to Laska's body, and it stops. Something it's as if it hits a barrier that you can't see. Like it tries to grab it and it can't, and it looks nervous for a moment. And then before the wound in its chest can fully close, it reopens it, and it reaches in and rips its heart out. It has this giant beating bloody heart in its hand. And then it like whispers some words to it. And all of you hear these words, these foul syllables in some language you don't understand, as if someone was standing right behind you and speaking them right into your ears. And as it does this, the heart, like it grows these huge bat wings, and he kind of takes it and sort of like releases it, and it bursts through one of the stained glass windows and starts flying away. He's all smiling, but as soon as it gets out there, you see like smoke start trailing off the heart, and as it does, smoke starts trailing off him as well. And he's like looking around like, ugh, and he's like, go. And the heart starts flying off to the east over the forest towards some hills. So the wound once again starts closing up in his heart and such. And it looks down and it's like, and all y'all hear this voice again, just as if this creature was standing right behind you, but you see its mouth move. And the creature itself, it's 100 foot tall. It has a face kind of like a skeletal demon. Has like it's alabaster skin, longish hands and such. It's just wearing kind of like the rags, like dirty rags that have been like were underground. Sort of like a toga. You know what I'm saying? But it has a very skeletal appearance, and it looks down and it's like, oh, Oxnard, you who wear my mark shall be the first to die. And he gets ready to start walking over there and preparing himself to stomp upon Oxnard. So let's all go ahead and roll initiative. For initiative, roll one time for your highest, whichever the character in your hand that has the highest initiative modifier. And tell me what you got. And I'm just going to go by your names and call them out that way. And you can tell me what you guys are doing. So Alex, what'd you get for initiative?
11.
All right. Tim, what'd you get?
5.
Tim, 5. Okay, Val, what'd you get?
19.
19 for Val.
Save us, Val.
Jeff, what'd you get?
17.
17. I rolled real well, but y'all are killing me. And Carmen, what'd you get?
9.
9. Ooh. Okay. So Val, you were going to go first, and then Jeff. So your characters are all standing there. You're about like, you were all arrayed about 50 feet away from the base of that hill. So now that hill has been completely overturned. Now it's just like raw earth with chunks of sod and everything being flung all over the interior of this temple. The creature standing up there, its head is nearly tall enough to actually hit the ceiling in here, and it is looking down at you guys with real anger, just like. But it's specifically looking over at Oxnard and getting ready to do something. So, what are your characters going to do, Val?
All right. So, all right, Clementine and Tia Martha are going to be looking for a weapon or someone who has a weapon that they can encourage to fight. So they're gonna like move away, looking for something they can use for a weapon. And Bluebell is going to be, with her Picasso face, running up and actually trying to distract him from Oxnard because he's a nice guy when he's not being so arrogant and being like, oh, the true king has returned. All hail the true king. All praise. Let's all bow down and hey, let's start. Obviously we've been mistaken all this time. Welcome back, sire. And
they're called Lulubel.
Bluebell.
Bluebell.
The woodcutter.
The woodcutter. That's awesome. So Bluebell is going to run over there and be distracting, while your other two characters are going to like look for weapons and try to get everybody pumped up and ready to go.
We're good.
Yeah. So the all right. So the creature definitely seems to have their attention. Your characters have if you showed up with weapons, you were encouraged to have all of your equipment in case you guys suddenly had to like all march off on the city, accompanying the new king, so you're, if you had weapons before, you guys have got them. But you can make a luck check for each one of your characters, and maybe you can find something sort of like, laying around or something.
Great. Clementine made it. She rolled a 9 and her luck is 16.
Gotcha.
Tia Martha also made it.
All right. So Clementine, there right by where Clementine was, there's a real tall banner that one of the Templars was carrying. It's about like 8 foot tall. It's got a little flag on it. It's now dropped and laying there because that Templar is holding his head and screaming, "Ah, what's going on?" And is looking pretty grim. Your other character sees on the ground like where when the ground got upturned, a giant rock sort of like landed in your direction, and that rock you could pick up and like beam somebody with it if you had to. It's heavy, so not a whole lot of range, but you could do it. Okay, and that is you're on 19. Jeff, it is your turn.
All right, so Oxard is going to walk up to the giant and say, "I am your boss. I am your king. Bow down to me, imbecile."
he looks and he is like, okay, so he kind of like looks down, like grinning at him and such. It's like, I see. Such a gift you have given me this day, Oxard.
So that's what Oxard does.
That's awesome.
And then the halfling dyer who became an elf is suddenly feeling quite brave, and she's going to run forward with her staff and start whacking it in the ankle.
All right, you're going to charge up and give it an ankle shot. You got to do a full round charge to get over there to actually hit it. So your first attack is going to be a +2 to hit, and you'll be -2 armor class for this first round.
Okay. This is going to be a 19.
That hits.
Okay, 2 points of damage.
All right, she thwacks this thing across, and like, there's a mark. It looks like you hurt it,
Perfect. And now Frethia the Spirit and Queen Moonali are very disturbed by all that's going on, but they still want to see what's happening as well. So they're going to try to go and hide somewhere. Is there a spot that they can kind of duck behind and still keep an eye on things?
Yeah, where that where the heart burst through that stained glass window, there's now a lot of light pouring in through there, and it makes a shadow right by it. So you could run over there and get over by that shadow and sort of be crouched over there by that wall. So give me an agility check to hide over there.
That is a 7.
Yeah, you think you're well hidden. It's no problem.
Perfect. And then
but I will say this though, when they run over there, they're standing there by that shattered window, and they can see the heart flying across there in like smoke, just like like it's like leaving a trail of smoke behind it, like Surrender Dorothy style, and then like it's dripping blood across the like the courtyard. You can see where the blood that came out of the heart sort of like went across the grounds outside. You can see that there's a black streak like in the ground where that grass is starting to die.
And the heart's flying to the east?
Heart is flying to the east, yes.
So Little Forester Longbranch with his new massive arm is like, this is the best thing that has ever happened to me in my entire life. I am not going to lose this. He starts running to the west as fast as he can.
He's out of there? Gotcha.
He's running top speed to the west.
So it's okay. If he's trying to get to the west, he probably wants to go south, which will take him out of the temple doors, and then find some way either over the wall or through the gate.
Yes.
Out you two pixies go. Turn the gator out the window. All right. So they start charging like to make it their way out of there and to get out. That's awesome. Ah! All right. Okay, if that's everybody. So the heart continues to fly. This round, the heart like flies its full movement, and like I said, dripping blood, smoke comes out of it. The Templars are all screaming. Some of them are running away. Some of them are just standing there staring in complete shock. The Grand Vizier is like screaming at the thing and like, "Go back! Return the king to us!" The creature itself. So the first thing it does, it throws its hands up in the air and like says some words, "Yonda." And once again, all y'all just hear that voice as if it's like as if the creature was hanging over your back and speaking into your ear very loudly. And suddenly there's a crack of thunder and dark clouds start coming in from all directions. So the whole area gets darker and like the you see like it's like the shadow from the sky comes across. Now all of the interior here is much dimmer all of a sudden. And then it's going to walk over to Oxard. What is Oxard's armor class? Your speaker's off, Jeff.
9.
Yeah. So he goes over there and he's like, I am your boss. You will do it. And all of a sudden, he finds himself lifted into the air and devoured in one go. Just and
bye, Oxard.
He looks over at the rest of you. He says, and again, you guys see his mouth moving and just hear his voice from behind you. But it's like, I cannot imagine that there will be another death more satisfying to me than that was. My first kill in so many untold millennia, to be so eager for punishment. But I will try. I promise to try with each and every one of you and every soul in this, as I, Gorflagrator, the World Ender, shall now begin my campaign and destroy first the world and then the universe. He says. Anyone who has a scribe or a sage, anyone has anything class like that?
I have my elven sage.
Yeah, give me a.
I also have an elven sage.
Yeah, anyone who say you sages can both give me a D20 and
I have a question. My sage is my 2-headed elf. Do I get 2 intelligence checks?
I'll give you a +1 because they can kind of discuss it mentally.
I got a 15, Brennan.
9.
Oh, you got a 15?
Yeah.
How'd you do, Jeff?
9.
This is their first theological discussion. It takes a weird turn, like these things do. You know what I'm saying? But Tim, your elven sage has heard the name Gorflagrator, the World Ender, before, and apparently the legend is that Gorflagrator was a demon that was cast out of hell for trying to destroy hell itself, and then he started to destroy the world. And as you hear it, as the story goes, the ancient giants that used to like completely dominate the earth managed to, using all of their might and all of their magic, managed to cram him back down in his hidey hole and destroy him somehow using 15, using some kind of ancient magic weapon you don't know. And that is what your characters know. So that is all of them. Alex, it is time for your guys to go.
All right. I think Kellen Maelstrom, my elf, he's decided on the scale of cool ways to die. This is definitely like an 8 or a 9. So he's going to go charging in with his hammer out.
Same thing. You're +2 to hit for your initial charge, but you'll be -2 in your armor class for next round.
Boy, that's going to be a big miss. He gets a 5.
Yeah. You run over there and swing on that thing, whoosh, and you just you don't even connect with it. Just catch air. But you got other guys. What do they do?
Elroy Toasty Toes Hopper is a little bit of a grifter. He does not want to be in here with this thing that's smashing everything about, but he also doesn't want to look like a loser. So he's going to make a big show of, someone needs to keep an eye on that heart. And he's going to try to make his way to the window and get out as if he's chasing after this heart, but really he's just trying to find a nice hidey place.
I heard that. Yeah, you can get out there to the window and give me a very easy climb check I wouldn't even make you roll, but the consequences are that he might stomp you to death next round. So just give me a 5 or better climb check to get out of the window.
Okay, I rolled a 6.
You're good. Yeah, so you clamber over there, and yeah, sure enough, you can see a smoke trail, and you can see a trail of blood that's going across the courtyard here. The trail of blood goes like right up the wall, and then over, and then into gosh knows where. But you can just barely make out. This thing is like, flying out of there. It's not smoking as much now now it's gotten so dim outside that it's not the smoke pouring off this thing seems to be reduced, as if the light was the issue, but it is still smoking some though. And so is the demon inside. There is still some smoke coming off his body. It's just not as bad. What are your other guys going to do, Alex?
John Steinbreath isn't charging in with such gusto, but he just wants this shit to be done with, so he moves forward. He's got a staff, so he's going to try to take a swing with that.
Okay. Yeah, +2 and -2 in your armor class.
All right. Also, just awful. He misses.
Gotcha.
And then I've got one character left. I think so. In this scene, is there the possibility of scrounging up, like, I don't know, like maybe like a makeshift sling or something to like hurl some kind of a improvised weapon?
Okay, you look around. You don't know about a sling, because even the dead body so far, the only dead person has been eaten, so you can't even go rip a cloth off. Pretty much in there. There's the door to the outside. There's the altar that's over there, like in the on the far side, and those windows. You can find a rock, something like that. I'll give you a luck roll for an improvised weapon. But
I guess on my inventory I do have like strange looking rocks, so he'll do that. He'll like try to wind that up and put this rock at the thing from afar.
Give me a rock shot.
No, I rolled a 3.
I can burn luck for you.
I don't know on a 3. I don't know if it's worth it.
All right. Well, remember, halflings can't burn luck for until you get to first level. You can't burn luck for the party yet. Only burn for yourself. Sorry. It's the yoke of the funnel is upon you. But don't worry, you guys have got experience points piling up even as we speak. So soon. Alex, is that all your guys?
That's all.
Right?
Yep.
All right. Carmen, it is your turn. What are y'all gonna do?
How far away is that? How far away is the heart? Like, is it still within sight?
I'll say right now it's about like maybe about 100 feet away through that window over the thing, starting to fly out, starting to be out of sight.
So Wiggs, my super fast elven barrister, he's gonna take off after it. He has a quill that acts as a dart, so I want him to run as fast as he can. And
I mean, the range of that dart is like what's that? You know what? I will get an actual look on that dart range. You might be able to get an extreme range shot off.
If not, I have a book and a backpack I can hurl at him.
Even worse. At least the dart's got some aerodynamic on there. Let me take a look here.
Dart is 60 for extreme for the longest.
60 for extreme? Yeah, it's going to be out of extreme range.
Okay. All right. Well, he'll take off after it anyway. Meanwhile, Moral the Noble is going to. He really wants to try out that stone fist.
Yeah.
So he's going to hammer an iron spike into the giant's foot with his. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no! Not with a 5.
You know what? You're not like you hit it so hard you bend it a little bit.
It's a new hand. I'm getting used to it.
Gotcha. Yeah. So you go over there and try to pound a spike into it, and it just it's gonna accept that.
Okay.
All right. So that's awesome though. So what about your other characters?
Let's see. All right. Doris will go after him with a dagger. 14. Does 14 hit?
14. I'll say it's super close.
Aw, thanks.
You can burn a point of luck and hit with that if you want.
She doesn't have a ton of luck, but you know what? It's a funnel.
You can't spend it if you're dead.
Exactly. So I'll burn 1 point of luck. Is that enough?
Yeah, 1 point of luck does it.
Okay. 1d4. 4 points of damage.
Okay. Yeah, it is still kicking. But fight continues. But yeah, you go over there and it didn't like that. It's clearly takes a little bit of black blood dribbles out of it. Is that all your characters? Do you have another one?
That's everyone.
Okay. So Tim is your characters.
All right, so Aldert, my cheesemaker, and Stetter, the trapper, are going to work in concert together. Aldert's going to give Stetter his stinky cheese, maybe even dashing some of the holy water he happens to have on it. And then Stetter is going to throw the stinky cheese with his sling at the giant's face.
Yeah. Let's see how that goes.
All right.
Do it up.
Is it Swiss?
Not going to go well because I got a 6.
Yeah. So the holy water infused cheese, it flies. It's as aerodynamic as you would expect it to be. Chunk of cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really, you got to be John Belushi to pull off that kind of attack. You know what I mean? Like only.
It was worth. I mean, it was worth the shot. I looked at. I was like, "Hey, holy water and stinky cheese. Who knows?"
Yeah. I mean, it could be a whole new religion, really.
Anatol, the herder, remembers that this thing tried to grab the spear, and the spear repelled it. So he's gonna run to go get the spear.
All right, you run over and get the spear. The creature has your full attention right now. Dun dun dun. Like it's looking over at him like. Okay, and is that all you guys? We should have one more.
Taramus, my elven sage, is probably thinking to have a lay down. He's got a 3 strength. At the same time, he's going to be just screaming the giant's name. The Gorgon.
Gorflagrator.
Gorflagrator. It's Gorflagrator, and he's like halfway between like worshiping it, but also warning everyone.
Okay, I'll tell you what. He's kind of like seems like he's sort of like worshipful, and what? Tell me his name again.
This is Taramus, the elven sage.
Taramus. And all of you see the creature's mouth moving at Taramus, but only Taramus hears it, and is like, you know my name, then you know my power. Some shall be chosen for immortality, Taramus. Take that spear, take it away, bury it, throw it into the ocean or at the end of the farthest glacier. Get rid of it, and then shall I consider you one of my own, who shall live forever by my side while the world burns around us. Do this, Taramus. Do this. But only Taramus hears those words, although you'll all see its mouth move.
He wails. Ah!
Okay. If that's all your guys, then it's Val. Val, Bluebell has kind of gotten up fairly close and is like, new king and such. But a lot's happened since then. But they're like within 30 feet.
A lot has happened. Oxnard is gone.
A lot to process.
I'll try to remember him when he was not chewed up. I imagine this guy did not have good manners and chewed with his mouth shut, so that was I'll never forget. I'm going to back away. He has ignored me. I'm going to hope he continues to ignore me as I follow the people who are following the heart. It's going to run. Bluebell's going to run.
So you're going to run over there to the window and make your way out towards where the heart's going?
Yeah. So I think Clementine and Team Arthur are smart enough to realize that he's making it dark. So he doesn't like the light, and the heart was smoking in the sunlight. So maybe they'll take, Team Arthur's going to take the rock and throw it to break a window.
Gotcha.
And Clementine's going to take the flag she found and poke holes in the window. So
gotcha. Give me a luck check for both of them.
Okay. Sure. Clementine made it. Team Arthur made it.
Okay. Yeah. I will say that even though it is getting darker and darker, the two of y'all managed to break these 2 windows in such a way that in the fading light actually strikes it. So roll me 2d4 damage.
5 damage.
5?
5.
All right. So where the light hits it, it's like, and it looks even angrier at this point. It's it's still skeletal anger. You know what I'm saying? It's furious. But that was awesome, and you know that trick won't last for very long. But I'll give them one more luck roll for next round, and if they each get a luck roll for next round, the damage will be ongoing for one more round until the clouds get so dense that it's dark enough where it won't be at risk anymore. And is that your any more characters?
That's everybody.
Okay.
I had a fourth one, but
What
she
happened?
became
Oh!
the queen.
Could have been for a moment she was the queen.
She died at the height of her career.
She urged her last urge. So
But now we have a new queen, Queen
named
Munali.
now we have a new queen. All hail.
That's
Speaking
Yeah.
of,
just in case.
what's she gonna do this round?
Well, so first, Burrita Proctor is not in the slightest bit perturbed by all that's going on. She's feeling very emboldened, and she feels good about how her thwack against this thing's ankle seems to have caused the slightest, tiniest bit of abrasion and a bruise. So she's going to go ahead and keep thwacking at him with her staff.
Gotcha. Thwacking. Give me a attack roll.
Okay, that's a 2.
Yeah, dang, you dig off his shin. But for a moment there, it looks down and like looks her full in the eyes, like just looks, from 100 feet up, just looks grim. How about your other guys?
Okay, so now from within the shadows, hidden within the shadows, we have Frethia the Spirit and Queen Munali, and they've been watching the scenes from the shadows, and they're seeing that the breaking of the windows seems to be upsetting this thing. So they're also going to go ahead and start chucking some stones at some windows.
Okay, give me the same thing. Each one of them, give me a luck check for each one of them.
I rolled a natural 1.
Man, I'm gonna say that's gonna do a maximum damage. Like she throws one like right up through the main skylight, and like glass rains down it for a moment, and one of the last beams of light hits it right from the top. So I would call it an auto 4 points of damage.
Awesome. And then finally, Forrester Longbranch, he's the one who's getting GTFOing. So as he's getting out of the cathedral, what's the scene like out here?
Okay, it's panic. He gets out there like, there are some people, there were like, some people are still ringing the bell up towards the front. There are a lot of people who are at the gates who are trying to get the gates open. All of the animals in the animal pen are freaking out. People are like, there are, people are weeping. People are like, he's the first one out, but there are a lot of other Templars who are running out along with them. It's just bedlam in there as these people realize that, something terribly unexpected and incredibly bad has happened, and that they're all they don't know what's going to happen to them next.
If possible, I'm going to use my stupid strong arm to grab onto some kind of like a building awning or something, and just like pull myself up with sheer force of strength, and then maybe hop over a wall.
Yeah, you can run over and you can give me a new strength check at a +3 to hop the wall with your new power.
Nat 20.
It's the most amazing thing. Like, you knew it was strong, but you had no idea. You go grab onto this thing, and it's like you got launched out of a cannon. You come down on the other side of this wall, you kind of like grab down, and like your mighty hand draws a line on the wall as you come down on the other side with rocks all flying up. And
nice.
Where you are on this side, you can see that the blood coming out of the heart is starting to, it's like where it's fallen on because the wall is right up against the forest. So you can see where trees and things are being destroyed by the black ichor has been falling out of it. So right now there's like a very visible path down this thing of where the blood is fallen onto the earth. And I've lost track. Do you have more guys?
I do not.
All right. So it is the creature's turn. So once again, it's like, it speaks like it looks down at all of y'all who are smacking it on the ankles, and it once again says some words like and suddenly he summons a suit of armor for himself with a giant horned helm, a breastplate with a face with fiery eyes, and gauntlets. So all of a sudden his armor, like where before he was just big and nasty, now he's fully armed too, with this great big helmet on and everything.
What do you mean he summoned it?
Like he says some words, like you see his mouth moving, and all you'll just hear is like blah blah blah, and suddenly there's a shimmer for a moment, a flame, like woof, and like this armor kind of like builds itself around him. Like,
I have a question.
I'm ready.
Is there a guitar solo as this happens?
There it is. It's and you know it's Death Clock. Armor. You know, so it's that kind of action that's going on right now.
So he's a magical girl, is what you're saying. So it's okay.
Yeah, it's like he spins. Suddenly he's Sailor Demon, y'all. What? Sailor Demon. You think you had problems before? Oh no, your problems have just begun. Well, somebody call for Tuxedo Mask because it's not done going. The creature. So all of y'all who rushed up to attack it, for all of your characters who actually went and like have been physically meleeing with it, give me a luck check for each one of them.
My one character succeeded.
Make it okay.
Both of mine fail.
Both of your fail. Sup, Alex? All right, so anybody else?
I think I only had one guy in melee with him. He made it by 2.
He made it by 2. Okay. Yeah. Man, Alex, this is some so here's what happens. So your two characters happen to be standing right like shoulder to shoulder and like fighting this thing, and it just like, you know, sort of like lifts up one of its legs and it come down for a stomp on them. What's the highest armor class out of the two of them?
10.
It's not looking good. He stomps on the two of them. So for so high over the threshold of damage that they can accept that it's not even worth getting in the numbers at this point. Such. So he goes ahead and stomps on the two of them at one time. So I realize that you have never been in a funnel before. So to make up for it, I'm going to go ahead and kill 2 of your guys on their first go. So.
Can he at least put the guy that had the asymmetrical face, like put it back, you know, smash it in just a way that it pancakes out very nicely, you know?
We'll say that's fair. He'll leave a pretty corpse.
We need the sound at least, ready?
Yeah. You know, I much too late. I thought, oh, how fun a graphic of that would have been. I didn't think about it until last night. So, all right. So he stomps on the two of them, and the fight continues. Also, this round, everybody else at this point, all of the Templars are, except for Palmont. Palmont is still standing there shrieking and crying and yelling at this thing. The rest of the Templars have all run outside, and at this point, the heart has flown so far away that no one can see it anymore. You can just see a trace of smoke in the sky. It is out of the range of a bow shot.
I mean, Wiggs is still chasing it. Like, he very wisely split the party, apparently.
Nice.
My bad. Sorry.
Well actually, we'll say that like Wiggs is out there. You actually saw the halfling. Jeff, what's your halfling's name?
Oh, Forrester.
So the wall is like you get out there and like it's flown over the wall and like you're like, how do I get over this thing? And Forrester just does the hippest ala jabib you've ever seen in your life. It flies over there. So for them, you either have to climb that wall and come down on the other side, or you could go out to the gate, which will take you a while. You have to like rush down there to the bottom of the gate. So
okay, yeah, I'll go over the wall.
All right, you know it's these huge, big, bouldery rocks in there, easy to climb. Give me a DC 10 climb check. So roll your D20, add strength mod.
3.
You don't get it the first round. It's deceptive. It's harder than it looks, apparently.
Okay.
So you do not get it the first round.
I'm gonna put that dice away.
We should have a dice penalty box cam. Just put it on all the dice that are in Dutch. Okay, so do you have any work? What are your other characters going to do, Carmen?
All right, so the giant's still up, yeah, and he's armored.
Yeah.
Moral's still he's gonna keep trying to hammer that spike in.
Yeah. Give me another. I mean, I will say at this point, since you hammered it in last time, he's so big. Like,
well, no, I missed. Like I rolled
oh,
a
you
hit.
did miss. Yeah. Try again. My bad.
Okay. Imagine telling on yourself like that. Let's see. Does he get a strength bonus? It would actually be an 18. He has a -1 to his strength. So I think that hit.
You know, last round it would have, but now that he's all armored, like it just ga-dang.
No. Okay.
Yeah, he's looking pretty impregnable at this point. You know, I mean, he's looking down at her like you kind of ding off his armor. That's the first blow that his armor really blocks, and he looks down. What's that character called?
Moral.
And it's like it speaks, and like you all see its mouth moving, but only Moral hears it, and it's like, oh, Moral, you know, here on the cusp of me bringing down your entire insipid, rotted house, and taking any pretense of noble title away from you. Know this. Your last efforts in this world have been meaningless.
Ozymandias.
Anyway, that is what it says. Do you have any more characters? I've lost track.
I have Doris the Weaver with the Cyclops eye and
Yes.
Laura the Halfling Dyer.
What are they gonna do?
You know, they don't really have a lot going on. So Doris will attack with her dagger, not with a 7. And Laura will attack with his staff. It's a modified 1.
Yeah. That is gonna not hit either. It's not pretty over there at the front lines anymore.
They're gonna go home.
That's all right though. The battle continues. So it's Tim. It is your guys.
All right. So the light has been kind of affecting this thing.
Yeah, you can see it's getting dimmer and dimmer in there, but yeah, the light that hit it so far has been it's clearly where the like. Actually, give me an intelligence roll for your highest level character. Take a look and see what's going on.
So with my highest dude, it's an 11.
Okay, so he can see that get an 11. So where the light is hitting it, there's smoke coming off of it, but it seems like where everybody else like that you definitely see that. And it's getting dimmer and dimmer. So now the farthest you can see is like you can see back as far as the altar over there, and that's all you can see because the rest of the land is getting like twilight dim.
So if Stetter, he has a hand mirror. If he were to try to like run somewhere where there's like a ray of light and shine it towards this thing's head,
Yeah.
or something.
Do it like a ranged agility attack.
All right. 16, 17.
Yeah, I'm gonna say go ahead. Like the armor is useless against your laser, so just go ahead and give me a die. Give me a die 4 damage.
2.
2. All right. It's like it's obviously it's furious at this, but it's still up and the fight very much continues.
And so Anatol has the spear. If he has a clear path to like this dude's foot,
yeah, you can run over there and do it.
He's gonna run over and try and stab him with it and see if it has any effect.
Yeah, you can go ahead and charge up. Go ahead and take a +2 to hit because of the charge. Because it's the only way to get over there and get a full go for a full charge round, and you'll be -2 in your armor class for next round.
I rolled right off the desk. Oh, dude, nat 20.
Dude, that's a total crit. So first of all, roll me 2 die 6.
Total them?
Yeah.
8.
Yeah. So you stabbed the mess out of this thing. And another like blorch of blood pops out of this thing just like where that thing did. And it actually screams. Ah! It screams so loud that like glass starts to fall around from the broken the broken skylight that Jeff's guy smashed it with a rock. Like even more glass comes out of that. It's the reverberation of his voice. Go ahead and give me that crit check too.
D4, right? For first level?
So a crit check, first of all, die 4 plus your luck
Plus my
modifier.
luck. So with my luck modifier, it's a 3.
As a 3. You know what? It's going to do plus 1 die 3 damage. And it's going to fall to the bottom of the initiative check for next round. That's huge.
So it does 3 damage.
Okay, and its official initiative is 1. That's awesome. All right, nicely done. And it looks down at who is that character again? What are they called?
Anatole, the one that stabbed him.
Anatole.
Yeah.
And it looks down. It's like, oh, Anatole, your suffering shall be such that it has never been seen before in all the history of all the worlds. You shall pay. Only Anatole hears that, and again, coming over his shoulder. Tim, do you have more guys?
Yeah, still Taramis, the very weak elf, who is trying to bide his time. He's probably going to try to go after that spear, like he was told to, but not during the middle of the combat. So he's kind of like, just like kind of the guy crawling away, trying to get away from all the.
Gotcha. All right.
You're not going to go full PvP with your own characters yet?
You're right.
That'd be awesome. I mean, come on. I love
But
that.
I'll have like a 20-minute long argument between the both of them though, and I'll roll
Okay,
that
good.
out. Yeah,
That's awesome. All right. Is that all your guys, Tim?
that's all of them.
All right. We're at the top of the order. Val, what are your characters up to?
All right, so I think that my character saw Golfregator turn the people I grew up with into toe jam, and I don't feel equipped to deal with that. So I think they're both gonna run for it, but I think following the others who have also been following the heart.
Gotcha. So you're going to go out through the window and start chasing everybody down that way towards the heart?
Yeah, they're gonna run with the others. That seems like a good plan because the heart is not wearing all that armor. So
Yeah.
like, what are you doing? He'll step on you, and run.
Gotcha. All right. So your characters also go out that window. I have been rolling climb checks for that. I will say at this point, it's been so like crushed over that that whole section of wall is gone. So it's just a matter of running out through it as everyone is doing it. All right. So your characters are heading out their way and joining up with a group that is out there getting ready to make their way after the heart. Jeff, how about your guys? You're on mute, Jeff. You're muted.
Yes, that's how I've been doing it. So starting with Burrita Proctor, she's the one who's been bashing at him. But now that he's full armor and he just got a big toe stomping with that spear, she's gonna grab a big piece of glass that's just fallen down. And now she's gonna start climbing up his armor to try to find a spot she can climb into and start stabbing at him from within the armor.
Damn! All right. All right, give me a climb check. This is a moving creature that does not want to be climbed. So I will say he's also kind of big and everything. Yeah, give me a strength check, DC, and if you have armor, go ahead and take an armor check penalty on top of that too. But go ahead and give me a climb check.
I rolled a natural 1.
Yeah, dog. Here's the opposite happens. It goes exactly the way you wish it wouldn't. You kind of get on top of its foot and then fall off and fall down prone. So you were standing there. Have you ever seen Cloverfield?
Yes.
Yeah, you're having a genuine first Cloverfield moment where it looks down at you and you're looking up with your piece of broken glass in your hand, like, uh-oh. And you're kind of stuck there in the turf a little bit. You're like, oh. That's awesome, though. How about your other guys?
So Frithia the Spirit and Queen Munali are both still watching from within the shadows. And since they are both very educated young women, they are elven sages, and they're seeing the way that the sunlight is affecting this thing, they're starting to wonder if perhaps fire would also affect it similarly. Is this something that in my sagery I might know?
Give me a check. Give me a DC roll intelligence check for your character.
6.
You're torn. I mean, demon, fire, sometimes that's good, but the light's hurting it, so you haven't come across anything specific in the lore about Gorful Greater, but who knows?
Do I see any lanterns or torches around that I can start lighting up?
Yeah, give me a luck check.
I
Oh,
succeed.
actually, you know what? Actually, you don't even need to. Over there on the altar, yeah, there's a little candelabra, like a 3-pronged candelabra over there on the altar.
All right, I'm going to run over to the candelabra and start lighting it.
All right, so you run over to the candelabra. Gotcha. So your character this round, you run over to the altar and start doing that.
Yeah.
All right.
And then finally, Forrester Longbranch, he is outside on the other side of the wall, and people are just like running out, screaming.
Yeah, everyone's at this point. They've got they still don't have the gate open out front, so they're all like, there's a mass of mutants up there, just mutated Templars shoving at those gates and trying to get them open. Looking over their shoulder.
Okay, I'm going to rush on over to the other side of the gates to try to help get the gates open from the outside.
Yeah.
And with my big, super strong arm.
Oh, yeah. You go over there and just give me a strength check. Give me yank that thing open.
I got a 9.
I will say that's enough. You're helping. So next round, with your assistance on that side, the gates will be thrown open and it will free everybody up.
Great.
All right. And I think that's all your guys. So
yes.
This round, this is the round that happens. So this round, with you doing that, the Templars still go on 16, and they shove that gate open. So now there's a mass exodus of all these people running out there in the twilight, just sort of scrambling in all directions, screaming. You can't see the heart anymore. The animals are all freaking out. The creature can't go. He got dropped to the bottom of the order by a deft critical to the toe. And that's it. Alex, what are your guys going to do?
Elroy Toasty Toes is outside, but now there's other people out there, so his ruse is not going to be like so believable. So he feels compelled to continue to chase after the heart because it's what he stated, and so he'll keep chasing after that.
Gotcha.
My other Oh, go ahead.
No, please go ahead.
The other character is Kojiwara, the slave who has the demon hand. I think he's over by the altar, and so he's just gonna get down and be like, "Okay, face hand, I'm really scared right now. This life has not been real great for me, but I need a way to get out of this. What advice do you have? I am ready to listen."
Go behind the altar. Take the large scroll. Read that word out loud. Read the syllables there that are out loud while pointing at the creature. I promise it'll work.
Okay. And he will make his way over there and search for the scroll.
Yeah, there's a big scroll behind the altar. And now, Jeff, which one of your characters is over there? Tell me again.
That is Frethia the Spirit and Queen Moon Ali.
Moon Ali. I love that name. Okay, so you see Frethia and Queen Moon Ali are over there with the candles. So you run past them and get back there. Yeah, sure enough, your move action is to run over there. I'll give you the conversation for free. There, sure enough, is a scroll down there. And the hand is like, that's the one. Get it.
All right, grab it and unroll it and start reading whatever I see while pointing at the creature.
Point, not with me, the other one. All right, so you point with the other hand while you're reading the scroll out there. And yeah, sure enough, this suddenly out of nowhere, this creature appears. It is, let me describe it to you. You guys see it's a massive winged snake creature with a small insect-like arms and eyes that crackle with electricity. It instantly wraps itself around and starts grappling with Gorful Greater, who's like, ho, 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 now it's you? I shall destroy you as first, and then the world! Y'all hear over your shoulders. And that creature looks down over at your character, Alex, with the hand. Sorry, Kurosawa? I'm sorry, I'm so bad.
Kojiwara.
Kojiwara. Looks over at Kojiwara, and the creature sends a psychic message to him, but also to everybody else. So all the rest of the PCs who are here, you hear this psychic message from this creature. And it says, go and find the heart, destroy it, with the 7-tree spear, or rip it apart with your hands if need be. I shall delay the creature for you as long as I can. Go now! The existence of the world resides with you! And it continues to grapple against this thing, but everyone else, it's obviously, the demon is obviously going to win at some point. I mean, it's just too powerful, and this thing is just wrapping around. It's starting to choke it out and such. So we can kind of be a little bit out of combat rounds at this point. Is anyone going to, after that psychic message, is anyone going to stay and keep fighting or do something else?
Yeah, I think all my characters are gonna start heading, trying to track down the trail of the heart.
Yeah, Forrester Longbranch is still very focused on getting the gates open and helping anybody who might be needing help, because I don't want people to get trampled. But other than that, Burita, Frethia, and Queen Moon Ali are all just going to GTFO.
Gotcha. Carmen, how about your characters?
Same.
They're all okay. So we're gonna get out of combat rounds here a little bit then. So what happens is, while this thing is wrapped up with this creature and wrestling with it, all of you are all able to make your way out. You guys get the gate open out front, and you're able to. You actually, with your mighty arm, Jeff, you're actually picking people up and keeping people from getting trampled. Yeah, you think you saved some lives. Take a point of luck.
Great.
From helping folks, get it together out there. And I will say that within minutes, as it gets darker and darker, you guys are all able to sort of reassemble outside the wall and come together. Sort of like drawn together by this psychic energy event that y'all have just had. And you guys can get it together and decide to continue to chase down that creature.
Let's start chasing it down.
All right. So you guys all posse up and start chasing it. It's actually, the trail is not extremely difficult to follow, because that black gook is literally just leaving like a black trail across the forest, and everything it touches. By the time you guys get it together to follow it down, it's like there's a 10-foot path created by this trail of blood that is just dead grass, trees that are sort of melting and falling apart. You know what I mean? All the way down there towards the as far as you can see, the blood from this thing has made it very easy to follow trail. And the bunch of y'all get it together out there and start making your way. And you guys start tramping through the forest. It's the weather is getting crazier and crazier. It's getting more and more windy. It's getting the darkness is within an hour. It's, even though it's probably 9 in the morning, it's as dark as midnight outside. With just the occasional glimmer of light coming through these dark clouds from up above. But rain never comes. It just gets darker, and the winds get more and more fierce. You guys follow this thing for maybe about half an hour, until you come to a small stream. You see that there is there are a number of deer that are out there. So the path of the blood goes directly across that stream, and you can see that there are 4 deer standing in the stream drinking water, and they're kind of in your way.
So
as we're kind of quickly approaching, do they seem to be acting like normal deer and looking up and a little stressed out about the approaching mob?
Give me a luck check for that character, your main character, whatever, your character in charge, however you want to do it.
Nat 20.
You know what? That character takes a look, and these things, not only are they not doing this, but at one point, one deer gets their head too close to the deer next to it, and both of them snarl at each other for a moment like predator animals. And you can see that their antlers have gotten all crazed looking. Their eyes have kind of moved closer along their heads, and now their mouths are completely full of carnivore teeth. They're ah! Oh wait, you got natural 20.
Yeah, that's bad.
Oh, that's the opposite. And then they look up at you and charge.
All right.
Hey, way to get the rules opposite. So yeah, suddenly these deer just charge out at y'all en masse and are getting ready to come and give you guys all of the grief. So let's one more time roll initiative. And I got a 19 this time, y'all. So I don't want to tell you all about that. Y'all need to stop me. Let him go.
Yes.
Okay, so creature on 19. I'm going to go backwards this time. Carmen, what'd you get for initiative?
14.
14 for Carmen. Jeff, what'd you get?
I'm at 17 again.
Spectacular. Val?
I got a 4.
4 for Val. All right, Tim.
You ready for this? I got a 2.
Oof, damn, Tim. Tim's going to be the Wrangler. Leaving only Alex.
19.
19 for Alex. So, Alex, you are actually tied with the creatures, and now I'm going to reveal one of my house rules. On a tie with a monster, players always go first.
I don't know if that's good or bad.
It's good.
Oh, okay.
Well, I got to let my co-GM in. Hold on one second. No, you guys are just...
I mean, unless you want to get a bunch of attacks in on you before you get to attack.
Well, I was just thinking when you first act, he might be the first up to.
Oh, that's also a good point.
You know.
That's a good point. You become the front line.
Yeah, I know how that goes. All right, speaking of Alex, it is y'all's turn first. So these things, when you spot them, they're about 40 feet away. And like I said, they're standing there in the water and just looking furious.
And they're definitely charging forward.
Yeah, and they definitely look, like I said, they look completely demonic from where they were before. Their eyes move forward in their head. They got jagged teeth, and they have their antlers have gotten all chaotic and spiky.
How deep does the water look?
Not deep. They're standing in it just a little bit past their ankles. What do deer have? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hooves.
Hoofs of the hoof. The foot, the hoof. So it doesn't seem very deep.
There's no trees or rocks or anything to climb up to safety. Any place to climb to refuge?
You can definitely try climb. Yeah, you're in the middle of the forest. You can definitely try.
Oh, okay. Yes, I'm going to have my farmer will do that.
Yeah.
So strength check.
Give me a DC 11 strength check.
Nope, he gets a 1 after a modifier. My other character is going to do the same thing though. He'll follow suit and try to climb up. That one's good.
Yeah, so your farmer jumps up and grabs the first branch, which breaks off in his hands. He winds up with his butt on the ground. But the other one makes it that same tree, like, see ya.
Yeah, Kojiwara's gonna like boosty up off of his back after he slips and falls.
Awesome. Around, cats. Oh, sorry. My co-GM's arrived. It's okay, sweetie. It's okay.
I like when you walk far enough back and then Tina Fey's face appears for a moment.
This is patron.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hi, baby.
Yeah, this is Trokio, the troublemaker. He's lucky he's cute. He's lucky he's cute. That's all I got to say about him. All right. I feel like when an animal comes in the room and you're zooming, you gotta, for humanity, for all of our sakes, you have to put him up on screen for a minute.
my cat is in her preteen phase. She wants something to do with me.
Other one, we call the other one the goth queen, and you'll go into a room and just turn the light on, and she'll be sitting in the middle of the room in the dark, not looking at you. Okay, steady. All right, so Alex, one character made it up to the tree, the other character did not. It is now laying there. It is the creature's turn. So the 4 of them are going to charge up. For your character who fell and didn't make it up in the tree, Alex, give me a luck check.
He makes it.
Yeah. So they thunder past him, and they just for whatever reason they decide, even though he's prone, we're going to give him a break this round, and they're going to charge at everybody else. So do me a favor. There's 4 of them that are charging in. Put me up a okay. So it's going to go Tim, Val, Jeff, and then Carmen. So put me up fingers for how many characters you have left that are still in this fight. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. which is perfect. All right, so with Tim, your guys being first, then Val, then Jeff, then Carmen, because that's how you're appearing on my screen here, and it's just easier for me to be systematic. Okay, the fourth character is getting attacked.
Okay.
So do you have 4, Tim?
I do.
Yeah, so your fourth character, one of these deer charges up, and is going to try to get him with the antler charge. It gets an 11.
It just hits. Yep.
Okay, they are going to take 3 points of damage from antler charge.
Still up.
Okay, the next one is going after the 10th character. So that's 4. Val, you had 3.
Yep.
5, 6, 7. Jeff, it should be your second character.
Okay, my second character is. Oh, that's going to be Frithia the Spirit and Queen Moon Ali.
Frithia the Spirit and Queen Moon Ali. Here comes that attack. I'm going to get an 8.
That is not going to hit.
All right, so it gets up there, tries to gore them with the antler and fails. Next one is going to go after. Oops, darn it. Number 5. That should be your first character, Val.
That would be Clementine, the woodcutter.
Clementine. Oh my darling, I critted. So here comes. You're going to take 2 points of damage plus 1 on the crit. You might actually survive this. I don't know. Monster crit 1. I don't even know what monster crit 1 is, like off the top of my head. Monster 1. Oh, strike the chest, breaking ribs. Plus 1d6 damage. Are you taking an additional 2 points of damage?
I cannot. That takes me to 0.
She's lost and gone forever, y'all.
Dreadful sorry.
Into each life. And then I'm still counting her for this attack. Purpose of this one, number 3. Tim is your third character is being attacked.
Yep. Alder, my cheesemaker.
All right, here it comes. All right, it'll be a total of another 8.
A total to hit of 8?
Yeah.
That's going to hit because he's the one whose agility became a 3.
Well, I got some good news on that front anyway. I don't think their agility problem is going to be a huge issue for you anymore. As they take 3 points of damage.
He can take 3.
No, you're all right, man. I take it back. Way to tough it out. The pain is so slow to get to his brain that he just survives it. Taken forever. So that's awesome though. So it is Jeff and then Carmen. Jeff, it's your characters. You've got this demonic deer in your grill.
I sure do. Or at least in Frithia and Queen Moon Ali's grill.
Yes.
Right now, Burrita Proctor, she is interested in hopping onto one of their backs and then taking the staff and like choking it out from behind while she's riding it. So what do you want from her to do that?
Okay, I would like first give me a I say an easy strength check to jump on. So give me like a 7 or better on a strength check.
No, I refuse to. I rolled a 4.
Yeah. So you go for that jump, like to kind of like get the mount up, and you just kind of slide off of it rather than I'll tell you what though, I will still allow you an attack roll, but it's going to be like a last chance thing. So you can roll a d16 and still get an attack off it. It's just like awkward, no choke out, just a straight banging it with this thing.
Okay, so a straight banging is going to be a 10.
Yeah, that's close.
I'm going to spend a luck.
Do it up. Give me some damage.
And that is 3 points.
Boom. And I'm sorry, tell me what character that was again that hit that.
That's Burrita Proctor.
Burrita Proctor. All right, so Burrita tries to jump on this thing and mount it, can't pull it off, but you do whack the mess out of it in the last minute and zap it across the head, and it is injured but still up. That is awesome. Keep going.
And Frithia the Spirit and Queen Moon Ali, they've got one right in their face that's chomping at them. So they're going to go ahead and try to stab at it with their dagger.
Do it.
That is also a 10. I needed one more, right?
You did.
Yeah. So they are also going to spend 1 luck point.
Do it up.
And that does 2 points of damage.
Nice. That's the same, attacking the same one?
No, this is a different one, unfortunately.
Gotcha.
And Forrester Longbranch is going to use his long branch to hop up into a tree. He's going to use his big strong arm to just pull him up into a tree.
Give me that strength check.
10.
Yeah, no problem. All right, so okay, if that is it, it is Carmen. Carmen, you got deer everywhere. You were not attacked, so you were kind of free in the melee.
All right, so Wiggs, the super fast barrister, he's going to try to lure them all away. So he's going to charge straight through these angry deer to get them off the rest of the party. I don't actually know, like, so his agility is now an 18.
Uh-huh.
How is his speed changed? Exactly.
Okay. It doesn't really change his ground speed. It changes his like reaction time and fastness. I mean, you can still. I see what you're going for, though. You're going to try to like,
yeah,
give him a little bit of like, and then
like, he wants to be the target.
Gotcha. So okay. So they'll definitely still be able to run him down because they aren't any quicker. But like, maybe you could run through them and like try to dodge quickly behind some stuff and
gonna duck, dip, dive, and dodge.
Dodge a wrench. All right. Awesome. All right. So what I really want you to do, so you run through, what I really want to start off is a personality check to get their attention. So,
no. He has a terrible personality.
All right. But you never know. You can still pull us off. Give me a roll.
Well, the good news is they do too. So you guys have that in common.
It's a modified 1.
Okay, so you run through them like, woo, chase me, I guess. And you kind of get to the far side and like you look to dodge and like there's no one chasing you. Like you just like ran through.
All right, fair enough.
That was a cool move and heroic though. And if that had worked, that would have been awesome. So kudos.
Okay, so Lore has a sack. Does everybody know what shirting is? Like in hockey, like when you pull somebody's jersey over and then so he's gonna shirt the closest deer with his sack.
Gotcha. Are you gonna go for a wounded one or an unwounded one?
Surprise me.
All right. It's number 3. So go ahead and make that attack. It's gonna be a melee attack, but what I want is for you to add your agility modifier rather than your strength modifier.
The good thing is he has no modifiers on either.
Hey.
Yeah.
So all things being equal.
Yeah. All right. It's a 16.
That's beautiful. All right. So you shirt the one guy.
Yes.
You kind of stuff the thing. So the thing is to fully get it all the way down its neck, you would have had to have gone over its antlers. So you kind of have it over its face and snout down to the as far as it can go. But this round it can't see Jack and Dookie. So
I'm gonna hang on for dear life.
Oh, so you're gonna like keep it like.
Oh yeah, totally.
Hell yeah! All right. Then on your next round, we're getting into some grapple rolls. We won't do it this round. That'll be your next check. So that's
it wasn't smart, but it's funny.
It's funny. I love it. What tell me that character's name again?
That was Lore, the halfling.
Gotcha, Lore. All right, cool. All right. And do you have any more characters?
Yeah, I have 2 more. I think they'll just try to scramble up into a tree.
All right. 10 or better strength check.
All right. 4. And a 7. Okay. Yeah, no.
You didn't like insult a leprechaun or something on today or something.
What, me personally? No, I always roll like garbage. It's like a thing. Everyone knows. It's fine.
You know what? I'm gonna have to give you my magic formula for fixing your dice up.
Wait. Okay. So tell me.
Sure. What you got now? I'm officially sharing this with the world. Okay. You have to put the movie Hawk the Slayer on TV. Okay. Put your dice under your pillow. Fall asleep while Hawk the Slayer plays, and then the power of Hawk the Slayer will pass through your brain and into your dice and charge them up. Sometimes you got to do it 2 or 3 times, but don't worry, it's worth it.
Okay. All right, I'll try.
For you at home, try that out and send me an email, brendan@goodman-games.com. Tell me how it works out. All right, I think that's all your guys. And it is Val, then Tim.
All right. All right. Well, Bluebell. Just saw Clementine get trampled and die in the prime of her life. They were rivals, but
Yeah.
deep
But still.
down, Bluebell knew that they were really best friends. And now
You know what that's like.
their rivalry has been torn from her. And so she just winds up with her hand axe and screams her rage and goes after the beast that killed her friend and misses by a lot, like 4 points. Yeah. T. Martha's gonna climb a tree.
All
That
right.
sounds like a great idea. 18 to climb the tree.
Yeah, we're up in a tree. All right. That is all your characters, Val.
Yep, that's it.
Then it is time for Tim to do something spectacular.
All right, so since Aldert was attacked by one of these things, he's going to grab his cudgel and grab one of the antlers and just try and smash this thing in the head.
All right, get it.
Before it
Are you going to
murders
go
him.
after? So here are your choices right now.
Dude, I 20'd again.
What'd you get?
I got a 20 again.
Another crit?
Yeah.
With a hammer?
Cudgel.
Cudgel, gotcha. You going to go for wounded or unwounded with a shorted head?
So whatever I'll say when I attacked Alder, I guess is
Gotcha.
one of the,
Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah.
It's wounded.
okay.
Mhm.
So it does 1d4 damage normally, so d4 for damage. That's 3.
Damn.
And then if the crit still needs to be rolled, I just rolled a 1 on the crit.
1. I think that's additional die 3 damage, but I'm gonna take a look. On a 1, yeah, it's a opportunistic strike. Inflict plus 1d3 damage.
All right, so just plus 1, so 4 damage total.
4 damage. That's awesome though. So that one is nearly dead. That one of them is rock and is still alive, but it's hurt bad, real bad. Okay, so
Anatol, who has the spear,
okay,
will spear that one.
the same one.
Yeah,
Okay, give me an attack.
that's an 11.
And you know what? That spear takes off out of his hands when he goes into this thing. It's like the spear is wielding you rather than the other way around. And you stab the mess out of that thing and rip it in 2. It just
Nice.
falls in 2 pieces with that spear going through it like it was cardboard.
Nice.
All right.
I still got Stetter, he also was attacked by one.
Gotcha.
He's got a sling, so he'll throw a rock at one of them. That's also an 11.
Okay.
That
I
makes it a
will
12.
say he will
Makes it a
sling the one that no one has attacked yet, so we're not firing into a melee.
Yeah, that's good.
Go ahead and do it.
All right, so you got 12 total. So for damage?
It's gonna hit. Yeah.
1.
Oh. Pocks it. It's still up. Fight continues. That was awesome, though. Do you have more guys, Tim?
You know what? Taramis is gonna try. He'll come up with his dagger and try and stab with his -3 to hit.
Okay, you're gonna go after the one in the. You're gonna go after the one.
I'll get the one with that's been shirted. Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead and you can roll a die 24 on that one.
Okay.
It's shirted.
It's just going to be a 12, but -3 is a 9.
Yeah, you actually stab it, just not hard enough to penetrate. And now you're exhausted. I just wish you could go lay down someplace. After that exertion. That's all right though, because it's the top of the order, and it's Alex. You got one guy in a tree, one guy down below. What's happening?
Well, the guy that is down below is the opportunist, and he sees the shirted one and is like, I have a chance here to look real cool if I go charging at it. So he's gonna pick up his pitchfork and make an attempt.
Cool. So roll a d24, and you can go for a full charge from where you are. So go ahead and roll +2.
All right. Well, it looks good. Gonna be at 18.
Yeah, give me some damage.
Oh, it's only 1 point of damage.
Yeah, you kind of hit it, you kind of skitter off it, but it's, and you know, you don't, you know, you draw a line of blood across its hide, but it is still up and in this fight, very, very much so. So,
And Kojiwara's up in the tree. He's gonna start talking to the demon hand again and be like, "Hey, so do something like real spooky," and then like wave it down like in the direction of these deer to see if he can distract them with the shiny object.
spooky, huh? All right. So it yells down to them in like a demonic tongue. Y'all all for the first time are seeing his demonic face on his hand speak up, and the give me
And
a
he's just like he's like wrapped around like a tree branch himself, like terrified, but he's like holding the hand out.
gotcha.
That's the creepiest puppet I've ever seen.
Give me a luck check for them.
He doesn't make it. I rolled a. He has a luck of. Well, hold on. Yeah, I rolled a 12. He has a luck of 9.
So here's what happens, okay? So like, the demon yells down at them in their language, and they all look over. They all look up, and they're like, "Ah!" and they all roar up there at them. And it looks like next round they're all going to charge over. In fact, it's actually their turn now. So they're all going to try to like get over there and like get into that tree somehow and just get at that demon hand. And he's like, he looks over, the demon looks, hand looks, he's like, I think that worked. I got him.
Yeah, damn it.
So here's what happens. First of all,
Quick question: does that mean that everybody engaged in melee with them get a free swat at them as they're trying to charge away?
Absolutely. But I want to start though with lore. So Carmen, lore, give me a strength check because you actually have this thing's a bag over this thing's head. So we're gonna have a strength versus strength here, and you got to beat my 7.
15.
Yeah. So the one with the head shorted. So the grapple. This is your like you've got him grappled. He can't go any place. He's just trying to get out, and like you just kind of hold in place and keep like twisting the bottom of that sack up. So he's just like getting worse and worse, but he doesn't get over there. The other 3 though, yeah, all charge over there. So everybody who's in melee with one of the other ones, any of them other than the one with the shirt, the other one that's been shirted, give me a free melee attack on anybody you attacked last round.
So one of my 2 hit. It's my 2-headed ladies. They hit for 4 points.
Okay. All right. I'll say they moved over to this one because technically that one's dead, but I'll say you can get the one next to it. That's fine.
Okay.
All right. Anybody else?
Anatol
Miss.
killed his, and the other one that I was fighting was one that Carmen has hold of, so I don't think.
Yeah, I'll say Anatol can't because he killed that one. And the other one can't either. Val?
Bluebell took a swing, but I think she's just blinded by rage.
I've been there.
You
You know.
Tears in her eyes. They're tears of rage.
Tears of rage, tears of fear. All right. Yeah, I had that exact same thing when they discontinued the mustard combos.
Mhm.
Sorry, I need a minute. Okay, I'm good.
I know.
All right,
My
anybody
face
else?
is my tears, but-
Carmen, do your other characters, can they,
They tried to get into a tree.
oh yeah, they climbed. Yeah, it didn't work.
Like 2 of them climbed, and Wiggs unsuccessfully tried to get the attack. So I don't know if he really counts as being in melee.
No, that wouldn't count as melee for this one, no.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's all the free attacks. So there are 2 of them actually make it over there, and they're actually going to spend this round like I guess I'll give them like jump checks. Like they're going to get like a 18 jump check to actually get high enough where they can actually reach your character up there. Ready? And one comes real close. One's like, ah, but it's almost there, but it can't quite. And the other one, no, is an embarrassment to demonic deer everywhere. Just can't do it. So the 2 of them are trying to get up there, and your demon hand is looking extremely pleased. Like,
I'm gonna close my hand. Like, stop. Turn it off.
but I'm just trying to.
I regret everything.
All right. So that's it. So the balance of power has shifted, and it is Jeff. It is your characters.
All right. So starting, I guess, with my new elf. Burrito Proctor. She is going to rush up to one of the ones that are now distracted and hop on its back and try to choke it out.
Okay, give me that same starting off thing. Give me that 7 strength check.
I got exactly a 7.
Yeah, you hop on this thing. Give me a attack roll.
That's an 11.
Ooh, that's exactly what you need, actually. So you
2
go
points.
ahead and do that. And
So I'm on its back and I'm choking it out for 2 points.
gotcha. That's awesome.
And Frethia the Spirit and Queen Moon Ali are going to run up to the same one that she's on the back of, and we're going to stab it in the butt.
Okay, we're going to try to not miss because I'm going to count this as a grapple. Go for it. Because she's sitting on his back,
Got a 19.
Boom! Give me damage.
4 points of damage.
She actually murders that one. Kills
Yeah!
it. But Burrito thinks that she choked it out. They're like,
And then Forrester is going to go ahead and rip off a branch from above. And if he's able to reach one, he's going to start bashing at one from, because he's still up in the tree, but he wants to bash at it from down below. Is that possible?
Yeah, it is. If you give me a luck check for the right kind of branch you can snap off and do it with. Yeah, you grab like just the right one, but it won't break. You're like, oh, crap. Sorry, it's too green.
All right. Well, that's his turn then.
Yeah, all right. Fight continues. It is Carmen, your character. So you still have that one, like his face is all, the lore has the one deer, its face is bagged up. It tried to get out on its round, so now you got it grappled to the face. What are you going to do?
I guess I'm trying to murder it. I'm not really sure how I feel about that right now.
You know what I'll give you if you want to, since you've got its face wrapped up, I'll give you like a knee to the chest. If you want to go for like a open hand attack.
Well, if it makes you feel better, we can just call this hunting.
You know what? I'm not going to think about it. I rolled 1.
No.
Art isn't in it.
All right, give me that.
You said you weren't going to think about it. You thought about it.
But wait a minute.
Jeff.
I might have to retcon this. Carmen, did you roll a d24? Because I can't see.
Oh no, I rolled a d20.
Doctor, roll me that d24. That's the baghead rule. That's in the book. Y'all can look that up.
Sorry. 11. Adult 1.
Do me a die 3 plus strength damage. You give that thing the savage knee to the chest.
1.
No, I mean it's a knee of damage to this thing.
I mean, I've always wanted to fight a deer and defeat it in hand-to-hand combat.
Dreams.
Carmen's on her way at this point. You know what I mean? Like, I love that she started off with shirting it. Like, I think the next thing you should do is like give it like a some other famous kid attacks. Like, I don't know. Purple Nurple.
I'm going in the penalty box. It's gonna be great.
Give it a noogie.
Yeah, give it a noogies.
A wedgie.
Wedgie. Yeah, that's neat. Now we're getting so. I'm starting to have flashbacks, y'all. So I'm gonna move on. Too many more characters.
I just dumped his books. It's fine. So my other characters, I think they've given up on trying to get into the trees. They're just gonna get into combat. Doris will attack one with her dagger.
Bag one or non-bagged?
Non-bagged.
All right, give it.
Just for variety. 16.
That's gonna hit.
And that's die 4 points of damage.
Yes.
And let's see who else.
So it's stabbed, but still up. It's still in the fight.
Yeah. Okay. Moral will attack the same deer with his fist of stone. With 17.
Wow.
That was a die 5. My bad.
Oh, good.
Hang on. 2 points of damage.
Moral comes over there and punches that thing to death. like the deer's like just collapses. Just knock the F out. Well done, Moral. Okay, is that all your characters, Carmen?
Wigs. Crap. He's gonna try and lead them off again, if that's okay.
I mean, okay, he looks over, okay, and the only one that's left standing has a bag on its head and is not going to see no matter what they do. So
Okay, I guess he's gonna dart it with a 15.
yeah, that hits.
3 points of damage.
All right, it's still up, but it's darted. It from under its sack head, it roars. And fight continues. That's awesome. It is Val and Tim.
All right, Bluebell is going to say rude things about their mothers, follow the deer over there, only I think the one that she was trying to kill is dead. The one that's still standing, and she's just going to be really vicious and try to chop off its tail. Not that she can do a called chop. That's a 15 to hit.
That's still going to hit, though.
And it's 5 damage.
Nice.
Guess what? That one dies. You stand there like you rip, and then you hold its tail up. It's bloody. Ah!
And I take its blood and I paint on my face and go, "That's for Clementine."
I love it. Yeah, everyone's like, "There's some deer vengeance going on out here in the woods ski." That's awesome. Yeah. So you guys like
The tail.
Yeah, that one is officially destroyed. So okay, so you have killed all of these things, and they are all just lying there. What do y'all do? Y'all half in the tree, half out of the tree party?
Stetter just wants to kind of investigate, like just check them out more. I mean, he's thinking that drinking the water that this thing, it's sludge passed into and have mutated it, so they just
Yeah, you go over there, and the water is definitely black and nasty from the from where, like, there's like a pool of blackness kind of there. Like, it almost looks like oil in the water. It's kind of like turning purple and such where they were standing there. That's all you see.
Are there any that just have like really cool looking antlers?
Yeah, all their antlers were all chaotic and like they kind of grew these little weird spikes all over the place.
Okay, so Burrita's going to go up to one of the dead one's antlers, and she's going to go ahead and slice them off because she wants to keep them in, at some point, fashion some kind of a headdress that involves these antlers. Now that she's an elf, she feels like she really wants to embrace her wild side.
No, I totally get that.
I'm going to knock out some teeth. Bluebell is knocking out some teeth.
Yeah.
The necklace.
Yeah, you can get a whole bunch of them, and they're like the base look like deer teeth, but they're spiky or pointed like carnivore teeth. So they're unique looking teeth too. There's no such thing as these things outside of these 4 dead deer. So yes, you collect some trophy teeth.
I'll tell Mankind's parents that she was avenged.
Gotcha. Okay, so yeah, sure enough. So we keep making our way.
Yeah, I think Taramis wants to kind of lag behind a bit and then get some of that black sludgy water into his water skin.
Hell yeah! All right, you fill up your water skin with black sludgy water while you lollygag back behind as everybody else goes forward. We continue to follow the heart and try to make our way there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. So you guys go for another couple of hours until you come to sort of the far end of the forest, and you're at the foothills now of the beginning of a mountain range, and you can see where again the trail of destruction left by the blood coming out of this thing, which seems to be an endless supply because you've been following this blood trail. It's just gotten heavier the farther you've gone on. Now it's 10 foot wide. Trees are destroyed. And until you guys can see the blood trail goes up the side of the hills. You can see there's one hill right ahead of you. There's a cave right in the front of it, and you can see where there's switchbacks that are leading up there, but the blood trail goes up the hill, across all those switchbacks up to that cave.
I think we should go up those switchbacks.
All right, we make our way up there. Who has the lowest luck in the party at this point?
I have an 11.
I have
Alder.
a
9.
9.
Alder has a 7.
I also have a 9.
Sounds like it's Alder.
Alder has a 7.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys make your way up those switchbacks and get up there to the edge of the cave. Yeah, looking inside the cave, you can see it's kind of low in the beginning. It's like only about like maybe 7 foot tall, and it goes in and then sort of jogs around to the right, rough caves, rough fashion cave style. But from inside there, you hear the nickering of horses. And just before you guys go in there, Tim, that was Alden that failed that had the lowest luck.
Yeah, like cheesemaker.
Yeah, like as you guys are sort of like looking inside of there, yeah, all of a sudden, standing up like from where it must have been hiding there in the tree line is the demon. It just sort of stands up. It must have like been following you guys like along, like been staying low under the tree line. Picks up and just throws a dead log at Alden. No. It is going to get a 15.
That's a hit for sure.
I'm sorry, which demon?
The demon, that the Gorflagrator.
Oh,
Yeah, it must have been somehow caught up or following behind. You're not sure, but it just hit him for 7 points of log damage.
Oh, he explodes.
All right, and then it's laughing like, "Ha! Now I will end your lives," it says, and starts like making your way.
run into the cave.
Okay, so you all run into that cave, and here is what you see. The cave, like I said, jogs around inside there to the right, and it goes into kind of like a little cavern chamber. All right, you see 2 lanterns that are illuminating it, and the blood trail you can see by the light of the lanterns has discolored the stone and can be seen as it goes through this chamber and down a rough-hewn passageway beyond it. You see 7 horses within, hobbled. Their eyes are wide and they're panicky, like stamping and whining as you enter. There's a man in ringmail armor, human, attempting to calm the animals down. But as you enter, he whirls to face you, clearly shocked at like, some of you have 2 heads and all kinds of other crazy things, and half of them with huge arm. He turns around and he sees all of you and he's like, my lord, intruders, halt, take not one more step, he says to you.
I'm sorry, just real quick so I understand that we saw the heart fly. Well, we see that the heart flew in here.
You didn't see the heart actually enter here, but you were still following its blood trail.
But the blood trail goes in here.
Yeah, and the blood trail goes across the floor of this passageway and into another chamber. Okay, like it continues to go beyond where these horses are.
And the entranceway is about 7 feet wide.
7 foot high. It's taller now that you're on the interior. So
how big was this heart? I think I was picturing it bigger than that.
It was, it was huge, and like you actually look around and like you can see looking along the walls, you can actually see blood marks along the walls too, where it must have like just squeezed itself in here with those huge wings.
Okay.
Yeah, it must have been quite a thing.
So this horse wrangler is more upset at the intruders than the giant bleeding heart that he just saw take off.
He probably saw that heart come through, at least an hour and a half ago.
Oh, okay.
So
I guess Anatole just will hold the spear. Was it the 9-tree spear?
Yeah.
Brandish it at him and, where's the heart? We're here for the heart.
You know about the heart? And he looks again and he's like, my lord, they are here. They are hunting the heart. And yeah, sure enough, in come a few folks. Another man at arms, similarly dressed, comes inside. Also inside comes a guy that's clearly a nobleman, an older fellow, short beard. He's got on the full regalia and jewelry and such. And he has 3 young noble people with him, a woman and 2 young men. So did Moral survive? Is Moral still alive? The noble? So Moral totally recognizes this gentleman. This is Lord Featherstone, Lord Featherstone is one of the few remaining. He's like the scion of one of the few remaining noble houses of the region. He is an older gentleman, and he is like his whole life, like all your connection with him. He's like you've heard him 100 times talk about how his family is the true bloodline of the king, and he should be the one. And he's been talking. He has been saying the same thing since forever. And he comes through and he sees all of you. Did Morrow have any physical changes?
Yeah, he was the one that got the Fist of Stone.
Fist of Stone, gotcha. So yeah, so he comes through and he looks over at all of you. And then it's like, Lord Morrow, the younger. I'm surprised to see you here with this. Like again, they can't get over all of your crazy physical things. Two-headed person. Yeah. Like, what? He says, what is the meaning of this, Morrow? Are these your people? And then he looks over at you with Antoli with a spear. He's like, that is mine. That spear is an artifact of my family. It belongs to me. That belongs to House Featherstone.
I believe it belongs now to whoever pulled it out of the ground, and she happens to be dead.
Is that right? Well, then you're muted, Val.
Sorry.
No, it's good.
Well, we're here. Yeah, that's right. That was Queen Laska, and if you knew where it was, you could have picked it up at any time. But clearly, you didn't, did you? That was Bluebell, who is, by the way, her asymmetrical Picasso-like face, smeared with demonic deer blood and with a bloody tail hanging from her belt and a crazy-eyed look.
All right. He takes a moment, masters himself, and changes his demeanor up. And he's like, all right, I have clearly
we're all having a bad day, sir.
Right. Let's start again. So you must know then of this heart that has come in here and that is now hiding itself in the back of this chamber where my entourage and I have biovacked ourselves here these last couple of days.
Yes,
clearly, that weapon must be what if you're here to destroy it, it's killed 2 of my men. If you're here to destroy it, then know this: if you do destroy that heart and whatever evil it is, I will consider all of you friends of my house, and I will see all of you with aptly rewarded for your services here.
Then arm us as best you can. What do you have for us?
They have so they will give you guys 2 cudgels. You have 2 iron shod cudgels that'll actually do a die 5 damage.
Would anybody mind if my big armed halfling took one of those?
Not at all.
He swings it around like a baton. One of the ladies, the lady and her entourage, offers someone a dagger. Here, if this can be of any service, please take this dagger along with you.
Do you mind if Bluebell grabs the other cudgel, or was someone else going to grab it?
Do it.
If no one wants the dagger, Steadern will take it because he only has a sling, so he'll.
Yeah. And then, what kind of weapon does Morrow have?
Well, besides his hand, he has a -1 longsword.
You have a strength minus?
Yeah.
Yeah. He says, Lord Morrow, you are already armed, so I will only send you with my blessings. And know this, that I will consider this an alliance being forged between the House of Morrow and if you have a last name, whatever it is.
I have no idea what it is.
Sure. The House of blah, blah, blah. I'm calling it Carmen. The House of Carmen and the House of Featherstone shall be united after this. And from outside, y'all start hearing a push, and he's like, what? So now there's a noise coming from the front of the cave. He says, the heart, it's straight through there. Go.
Oh yeah, by the way, the giant demon's outside. Don't go out
what?
there. The owner of the heart.
He says to one of the men at arms, he says, go now and look. One man at arms like, yes, your lordship. He walks out front and you'll hear and everyone's like,
oh, Joe.
It's Gorflagrada, the demon that was under the hill.
All right, let's kill it. Do something, he says, yelling at you.
I believe if we kill the heart, we probably kill it. Hopefully.
All right, so what do y'all do?
Before we go any further, I turn to Moral and say, is he okay? Do we want to help him?
I mean, he said he'd let us use his pool, so we're like friends of the house.
And are we actually helping him? We're just like getting the people who are in our way out of our way.
Yeah, I suppose. Okay. I mean, I think more like, can we trust him?
Well, I asked him.
There are a lot of us.
And I don't think so. This is metagaming.
Sure.
I don't think you can trust nobles.
Fair enough. I'll tell you what, Carmen, give me a call it an intelligence check, a D20 plus your intelligence modifier.
What's a 1 minus 1?
You know what? You think you're seeing a new side of Lord Featherstone today. You think that he's ready to like stop all of this pretense and his back dealing and whatnot and such. You think that you could possibly, start trusting him going forward.
He's gonna be pals.
He's compassionate.
I'm not telling you. Well, you got to respect that one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and it's also going to ask though, what can we expect in the chamber beyond? Is it just a room, or are there multiple rooms? Or
he says, the man in arms says, the creature has lodged itself in the farthest corner, the farthest way it can be in there and such. We rushed it and it slew them. It was blood everywhere. I've never seen such a thing.
Is there a way that we can sneak up on it? Is there an alternate path, or?
If there is, I do not know. You might try to flush it out. Perhaps with if only somebody nimble would run through and make a distraction.
Wig stands up. This is my moment.
So how is this heart killing people?
It can. And the man, they all kind of talk at once, and the man in arms like, please. It's bashed. It bashed me with its wing, and he holds his arm up. You can see where he got hit. But it sort of shoots it's been firing a blast of blood at people. It's been horrific. I've never seen such a thing before. It's foul sorcery, frankly, demonic in origin. I believe that the Guelphish blood must run through this thing's veins. That's the only thing that makes sense anymore.
What kind of blood?
They're like your enemy neighbors, people you're always at war with. One kingdom over that nobody likes. He's just saying some stupid reactionary nonsense.
Do the guards have shields that we can take from them?
No, they don't. They have ring mail armor on, and they don't seem like they're getting ready to take it off.
Yeah.
How about some lantern oil?
There's 2 lanterns there. You could bring them, but then the place is going to be cast in darkness. Okay, right now, the horses all start to go out of their minds. They're all like, they were nervous before, but now they're all shrieking and their front legs are hobbled. They're all trying to like escape.
Yeah. Do they have any rope I can get with?
Yeah, you can get a length of rope. Sure. Okay. One of the saddlebags has a rope on it.
Thank you.
Yeah, he shows you. So he kind of like takes you all into the next chamber, and there's a pile when you ask about rope. In the next chamber, this is obviously where they've been like camping out. There's like sleeping bags in here, and like they actually brought like a little rug and a cot for what's his name to sleep on. But there's also a pile of saddles, saddlebags, tack, and harness in here, and there's a couple of them that have length of rope on there.
Okay.
I don't know if we have we don't have a very long time to strategize. Maybe do anyone have any simple plans that they've already cooked up, or are we just going to go in there en masse and try and kill this thing?
I was going to lasso it and drag it to the ground so you guys could stab it to death.
I like that plan.
And I like this idea of lantern oil and fire, possibly.
Yeah.
So your character's going to make a quick make a lasso while you're standing there?
Yes.
All right.
Lord Featherstone, any of you guys want to come help with this? I mean, get the big demon is on its way, what are you all going to be doing?
he says, they've given you their weapons. I wouldn't send them in there unarmed. I would not do that to the friends of my house. With friendship of Lord Featherstone comes my guarantee.
Bluebell starts going, oh. What were we saying? Oh, right. Do you have extra lantern oil that I can throw at the thing and set it on fire?
Yeah, let's say they have 2 more flasks of oil.
I'll take those. And a torch.
All
I have
right.
a torch. Somebody has a torch.
Okay. At this point, you all hear something start coming up from the entrance of the cavern.
Going now.
Does the cavern slope down where it's going?
Actually, he says it slopes up the whole way.
Ugh.
Boo.
Fucking uphill. Ugh.
Right.
My calves are killing me.
All right.
The whole thing's been uphill, man. First
And
the
it's
hill.
all look at these guys. And are we ready? I'll lead the way with the spear. And if I fall, whoever behind me pick it up.
All right. Whoever has the spear at the end is the new king.
Agreed. All right. So you guys make your way down the hallway into that last chamber. As you guys get close, okay, the yes. By the time you reach this far chamber, the beating of the heart is so loud that you can feel it reverberating in your chest. The room smells intensely of blood and sulfur. The floor of this chamber elevates so that when it reaches the northmost point, it is nearly 10 feet higher than the entryway. And the farthest edge of the room is the demon's purple-black heart, suspending itself in the uppermost corner with vast wings. Will it ever run out of blood? You watch the severed connections continue to drip out its foul ichor, adding to the rivulets of black blood that run down this passageway to pool at your feet. The heart beats, twitches, and shifts position as you watch. You feel that even without eyes, it follows your movements. And on the ground before you are those 2 dead men-at-arms. Their bodies mostly dissolved, and there are 2 more cudgels down there, also both partially dissolved. You also hear something coming up from behind you. So let's go ahead and roll initiative this round. So it's going to be a 2. 1, 2. That's terrible. Okay, so Alex, what'd you get?
12.
What'd you get, Tim?
14.
Carmen.
16.
Jeff.
18.
Who did I miss? Val.
6.
Okay, so it is Jeff, and then Carmen, Tim, then Alex, Val, and then the creature. Everybody, that is. All right, so go for it, Jeff. It is your turn.
So the heart is ahead of us, and we're hearing sounds from behind us as well.
Yes, something's creeping up from behind you guys, making a noise. And at this point, you hear someone from the entourage behind scream.
All right. Well, starting with Burrita Proctor, the halfling dyer who became an elven warrior goddess. She is running into the chamber, and she's going to chuck her iron spike right into one of the heart valves, hoping to kind of like clog it up a bit.
I got you.
Is that just like a ranged attack?
Yeah, range attack. And I'll tell you what, it feels like a personal range attack about my cholesterol, but it's okay. Make your attack roll. I'm eating more spinach. So.
It's a 7.
7, yes. You kind of thud off the thing's body. It's still moving up there and is not killed. What's your other character going to do?
And now Frethia the Spirit and Queen Moon Ali are going to, I'm going to say they're near the rear. So they're going to go ahead and turn and do they see anything behind them?
Yeah, they turn and take a look. And you see a nightmare being starting to come inside of the cavern. So here's what you see. So it looks like one of the demon's huge hands, okay? It looks like he must have ripped it off, and then somehow the stump grew into like the torso of a being, which now has arms and its own head. So you see like a demon. It looks like a miniaturized version of that demon from like the waist up. It's about, maybe slightly bigger than human size, but from the waist down, it's a giant hand, and it's coming at you on this hand like and making its way towards y'all.
Okay, now I want your opinion on something.
Right.
If it says grappling hook on my character sheet, do you assume there was rope attached or no?
The luck check assumes it. I never.
Okay.
Luck check.
I failed the luck check.
All right, so you have a grapple hook and the rope. You're not sure where it's at.
All right, I'm gonna chuck that grappling hook at that hand as it's running up.
Get him. No.
Oh, that is a 15.
Boom! You hit this creature in the face. Give me some damage.
Okay, what is a grappling hook damage?
I'm gonna say it's a piece of ironmongery. Give it a die 4. I would have, if you were a first level character, I would have given you a minus to hit with that, like a D16, because no one trains in fighting with these things. But since you're 0 level, you get over it. So go ahead and give me a die 4 damage.
Full damage, 4 points.
Outstanding.
So that's her turn. Now, Forrester, or their turn rather. Forrester Longbranch, our strong-armed halfling, he has his cudgel. He is going to go ahead and stand. Yeah, he's going to go ahead and walk up to this thing and smash at it.
All right, give me a cudgel attack.
Now, the halfling two-handed attack is for first level, right?
Yeah, you can't do that yet.
Perfect. So I got a 17.
That is going to totally hit.
4 points of damage.
Yeah. Whoa. All right.
And those are my folks.
Okay, awesome. All right. So that was fantastic. That was Jeff. It is Carmen.
All right. So Wiggs is going to take the lasso and lasso the heart and drag it to the ground.
Okay, so give me that lasso attack. No, it's a hand-to-hand attack, but use your ranged modifier because it's kind of like a whing kind of a thing.
Okay.
It's pretty technical, huh? Whing.
17.
You just lassoed you a heart, my friend.
Nice.
I
Excellent.
was thinking of they're gonna need at least a 16. No, that's good. Yeah.
Is it a strength check to see if I've dragged him down?
I'm gonna say this round you have it looped, and next round you can make a strength check, or somebody if you have somebody else of your group you want to go over there and grab it, try to pull it down, you can do that.
I will send. I'll send Laura over to do that.
All right, so go ahead and give me a strength check, and versus my strength check to pull it down off there. Yeah, beat my 11. That's a no face. I know no face when I see one. All right, so it's trying to maintain. And you guys are all like, trying to drag it down off its perch.
Okay.
By the way, all of y'all having this thing heart lassoed, I'm pretty sure that's an Olivia Newton-John album cover from my childhood. I'm pretty sure.
I guess all of my guys will throw in for that.
Yeah. Strength checks.
Yeah. Okay. 13.
Well, I didn't roll yet. Okay, and what was the last one?
18.
You know what? All y'all working together have pulled this thing down out of where it was holding itself up there, and it sure enough lands there on the ground.
All right.
It is lassered.
Get it.
All right, and I'll say that anybody attacking it this round gets a +2, as it has been dragged down and has been held over there in the corner there, and it's out of its little perch. So speaking of attacking it further, Tim.
All right, so we're gonna say Anatol's gonna take this opportunity to charge it again with the spear.
All right, here it
Try and
comes.
Stab it while it's. Come on, big money. Ooh, it's a 19 on the die.
Yeah.
So
all right.
he doesn't have any strength bonuses or anything, so just 19.
Yeah, let me double check.
Oh, but the +2 you right, so 21. You said for hitting.
Anatol.
Yeah. So you're gonna go ahead and roll 2 die 6 with that spear attack, And give me your bonuses, and then it's going to have other bonuses. So.
All right. He doesn't have any strength bonuses or anything, so it's just going to be the 2d6.
That's fine.
6.
That's total on 2d6 and 6?
Yeah.
Okay, so like, there's this terrifying, like the thing starts beating farther, okay? The creature, the giant hand demon that's in here, grabs its own chest and also screams, ah! But it's still in this fight, like it's still up and such. But like hitting it with that thing definitely like ripped the heck out of it. So fight continues. Next guy.
Stetter is in it as well, so he's gonna run over and stab it with the dagger that the lady gave him.
Take a +2.
14, 15.
Yep, give me some damage.
D4. Just for 1.
For 1, that's cool.
And Taramus is confused, doesn't know what to do. So he will throw himself at the being in the hallway.
Okay, get it.
I am a vassal of Elfland. I would never debase myself to you. And he got an 18. But it's -3 because his strength is now a 3, so -3, so 15.
You know what though? A 15 actually, double checking, is going to hit.
All right. Ooh. I feel like I'm pushing this to be Taramus's last stand as a way to kind of like redeem himself for possibly almost. So will you let me spend luck on the damage?
Oh yeah. Who doesn't like to spend luck on damage? That's like in the rules.
All
yeah,
right.
man. What am I, Kojo over here?
All right, so I rolled a 3 on the die, and I am going to spend 13 points of luck.
Oh man, that's 16. So here's the deal, okay? I'll just okay. So you run over there and just like what are you using, Tarajay?
He just has a dagger.
Yeah, man. He goes over there and jumps up and kind of stabs it like in its neck, and blood starts spurting from it. And it screams again, and you hear a much, much, much louder scream from outside. And like it's so loud in here, it like shakes the hill, and dirt starts coming down on top of it. You know, that was awesome.
Yeah, tiramisu.
That's all my dudes.
Is that all your guys?
Yep.
I think it is. Okay, well that was an awesome way to go. And he feels like for the story poetic, like Tarajay, his own heart seizes up with the effort. He feels what's his luck down to now?
Down to a 3.
Yeah, man. He feels like all of a sudden he gets this numbing pain down his left arm all the way down. It's bad, man. It's bad. That's all right though, because the fight continues, and it's Alex and then Val.
So Elroy Hopper, the farmer, he had his strength sapped earlier in the session, so he's only got a strength of 3. So he's wielding this pitchfork that he's got with both hands, and he's gonna go charging forward and try to take a stab at the meaty flesh of the heart.
All right, get it.
You said there was a plus. Was there a +2 on this one? Okay.
It's been lassoed and dragged down to the ground. Let's take a
All
+2.
right. 15.
Yeah, that's gonna hit.
Right. And 1 point.
Okay. It is stabbed and bleeding, but it's still in this fight. That's awesome. Well done, y'all.
Kojiwara is having a conversation with the hand, his demon hand, and kind of asking it, are you a detachable hand like that thing out there? Pulling on it.
Yes, but I can only do it once, and you won't like it.
Okay. Oh, geez. I'm gonna grab. He says,
go for the web between his thumb and first finger. That's where it's vulnerable.
Okay. All right. I'll take the tip. He's gonna grab the club that he's got and try to go and hit it as hard as he can right in
the web. All right, give me an attack.
That is gonna be just a 7, so that'll miss.
Yeah, it's gonna miss. So it kind of brings up one of its little fingers, like its legs, and blocks. So fight continues. But yeah, man, I think it's that both your guys. It's both your guys. So
Yep.
that was Alex. It is Val. And then the creature goes.
Right. This changes what I was going to do. Bluebell is going to turn around and she sees that noble sacrificed by the guy. She's not sure why he felt the need to suddenly throw himself like that when he's always been so sickly, but recently so sickly, but she was inspired. She's going to run over there with her new cudgel, just swing at its face.
At the heart or at the guy?
At the guy. At the
hand. The giant. All right, give me an attack.
That's a 12 to hit. Yeah. Does that hit?
Of a 12, it does not.
Do I want to spend? I don't want to spend luck. I'm sorry.
All right, that's fine. You're holding.
Okay, and then T. Martha's going to go and attack the heart.
Gotcha.
With the hand axe she got from Bluebell, and Bluebell got the better weapon.
Okay,
So,
+2 to hit. It's lassoed to the ground.
and she's going to go and actually she's going to try to chop at one of the wings to try to detach it. So, oh, that's a modified 20.
That's going to hit. Give me some damage.
3 damage.
Hey, it's still up. But that is awesome, though. And do you have any more characters?
Nope. No, I don't, Brendan.
Would you like one of mine?
Oh, that's okay.
Because I have 4, and I kind of feel like I've failed if I make it to the funnel with 4 characters.
Oh no, giving them away is cheating, though.
Well, it's just, hey, you know what?
It's your birthday!
Let's see.
Oh yeah, I forgot. You know what? I said I was going to give you a birthday reroll, so I will let you reroll one of those attacks, either on the heart or on the because you hit the you hit the heart. So I'll give you a reroll on the attack against the hand demon if you want.
Yeah, I'll reroll the attack with Bluebell. All right.
Yeah, Bluebell.
No, that's still a miss. It's a lot of them.
Birthday.
That's okay.
All right. All right, then the creatures go. Okay, so put a finger up for everyone who rushed up to attack the heart. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm gonna roll a d10. Keep them up for a minute. I'm gonna roll. Okay, that is number 9. So one of your your last character, Carmen. Number 6. So 1, 2, 3. It's actually your first character, Carmen. And hey, you just got your wish. And actually, a 17 is actually your third character. So that's horrific. So I swear I rolled it up. I swear to God, I rolled it up. All right. So
you have asked, and the fates have answered.
They have. Okay. So this thing launches out a blast of blood that just flies all over. So for all 3 of them, please make me a DC 11 reflex save. Do them one at a time.
And little Shanna has come by to wish Val a happy birthday.
Oh, precious.
Oh.
Happy birthday from Shanna.
Oh, so cute.
She's a little baby.
So a 3, a 17. Wait, no, that 17 would have been a 19. And
You're in the range.
and a 2.
Okay, so that 3, whoever that was, takes 4 points of damage.
They are -1.
The blood strikes them, and it's like they melt. It's like acid corrosing over them. And the last one takes 2 points of damage from it.
Okay, yeah. Okay. They're at 2 hit points.
Yes. And then the hand creature is going to swing at Tarja. What's his name?
Oh, my elf.
Yeah.
Tiramisu.
Yes, tiramisu. All right. It attacks it with its giant claw, and it's going to get a 19.
Oh yeah, that's gonna do it.
Yeah, he is going to take 6 points of damage from that.
And that's definitely going to do it.
Yeah, oh, thing rips through him. All right, and then the demon blasts with blood this, and then it's going to actually use its, well, I guess it's its whole action. Okay, so that is what it can do this round after shooting blood on people. And the fight continues. This is the top of the order. It's Jeff and then Carmen.
All right, so starting with Burrita Proctor, she is face to face with, or she's face to Valve with the heart, and she's going to go ahead and take her staff and just start trying to rupture the heart.
Go for it. I want to see you do it.
5.
That's going to miss.
Oh, and now Frithia the Spirit and Queen Munali are going to go ahead and wreck some stuff up here. No, another miss.
Yes.
And then finally, Forrester Longbranch, our halfling cudgel bearer, is going to go ahead and swing at the hand beast. 13.
The hand beast is dead. The hand beast is dead.
Oh, hand beast is dead. Oh. Wait, so there's nothing in the back anymore.
Oh, no, wait. I'm sorry. No, the hand beast is not dead. It is not dead. Take it back. My bad. Yes, take your attack. It's your turn.
Okay, 5 points of damage.
Now it's dead.
Yes!
Thing staggers backwards. Ah! Falls. And once again, from outside, you hear a huge roar of pain and anger.
And those were my folks.
Awesome. Well done. Yep, it's Carmen and then Tim.
So is it currently daylight outside?
You know what? It's so dark outside because of the cloud cover that it's as if it were night, even though you know it's probably only like early evening.
Okay, well, it was the light that mattered. I wanted to drag it outside into the light. Do we have torches or lanterns lit currently?
There's 2 lanterns that got brought with.
Okay, I would like to. I'd like to start a fire on it.
All right. Well, the lanterns are lit. You can go over and grab one and smash it.
Okay.
And if you hit it with it, I'll give you a luck check for a fire starting.
Okay.
So give me an attack roll. You grab a lantern. Give me an attack roll with lantern.
12.
Yeah, it's gonna hit.
All right. And what would you like me to roll for damage?
I want you give me a luck check first. See if it's the right kind of, because you could break it and the fire could spread the wrong way or something. So.
Okay. 16.
Yeah, that sounds very high for your luck. So.
It is quite high.
Yeah, first one didn't catch up. What's your other character gonna do?
So he's the one that's got it lassoed. Doesn't really have any weapons.
So maybe, he's still holding the lasso, right? Because otherwise it's just going to get loose and fly out of there.
Yeah, so he's just going to keep doing that.
Hold the lasso. Gotcha. All right.
And Moral will hit it with his stone fist.
Stone fist.
With a nat 20.
Oh! Yeah, give me a damage and then roll a crit.
Excuse me, 4 points of damage.
Oh, yes. That hits. All right, go ahead. That's awesome. Hell yeah. All right, so give me your crit check. Roll a crit up.
So you know how I rolled?
It's a die 4, and then add that character's luck modifier if you have one.
Thank you. 1 and 2.
So total of 2?
Total of 2.
Yep, plus 1d4 damage. You supposedly jabbed it in the eye, but we'll say it was a ventricle.
Okay. I think that's everybody.
How much damage did that die for?
Oh, sorry, 6. It was 6 total.
Okay, so Moral runs over there with the stone fist, and boom, hits that heart with everything he's got, and the heart just ruptures. Blood erupts out of it. Give me a luck check for moral, or a reflex save. You see 11 for moral.
11.
Yeah, it nearly gets coated in that corrosive blood, but gets out of the way. The thing like falls and like just starts to catch his fire, and like suddenly it's just, you know, in a moment the whole heart just catches up, and then from outside you hear no, and this incredible boom thud, and once again the whole cavern shakes. And that is like, you know, like at that point, like here's what you see, okay? As we were all standing there, so the world changes in your perceptions. Colors become brighter, sounds more clear and acute. Your senses seem to extend much farther than they normally could, allowing you to see remote places and hear sounds from across the universe. You see the demon's final breath escape its body as a physical thing, a cloud of black, greasy smoke that rises out of the beast's horrible maw. The smoke doesn't dissipate. Its volume splits into 2 huge tendrils, then 4, then dozens, and finally hundreds of lines of dense smoke that spread out in all directions across the sky. You see this smoke touch down near and far. Somehow you can see all of this at once. Evil smoke arcing through the air, coming down to be inhaled by mortal men and animals. You see the smoke's corruption reflected in the victim's eyes, a blackness like ink injected into the pupils. Every individual touch seems to wake up to a new reality, some horrible destructive purpose. Even as your enhanced perception brings the nearest dangerous implement and you know, they just grabbing weapons and, you know, running over and stabbing somebody, you know, and then you know, but like some just go instantly berserk, but some of them, like you can see, like are more subtle and are letting that evil brew. So we're done. We're gonna go ahead and stop here for our first session of Swords Against Bandwidth. You guys did a fantastic job. Thank you all so much. I will say this. For destroying Gorflagrator and saving the world, everyone gets 3 luck points.
Ooh.
And you also all get a total of 12 experience points. So in the off time until we get together next weekend, go ahead and level your guys up. So and email me, just tell me, like during the week at some point, email me and just tell me what you wound up with, and how many characters and whatnot, you know, all of that good stuff.
Brendan, what I might do is I have 2 characters left. And since we're taking votes as to what adventure we should be, I might put my characters up and have people vote upon which one I should play, and then what class they should be.
That's completely cool. Totally cool.
Really good idea.
Yeah. So if we had more than one surviving character, are we playing one of them? Are we playing as many as we want? How do you want to do that?
I think the way we should do it, let's go ahead and unless the party really needs something, like you have no wizard or no cleric, something like that, let's have everybody just use one character, but your other character will be like your background character. So if something happens to your first character, the other ones will suddenly, you know, be drawn to their aid, and we'll jump up and join the adventure.
Great.
Sound good?
Cool.
That's awesome.
Love it.
I loved it, dude. I love playing with y'all. Thank y'all so much. It was a great first session. And Alex, sign us off. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Thank you for running.
Thanks, guys.